So this adventure is set round about the same time that in Barovia, Malachi is coming to terms following brief discussion with the MorningLord's chief boss. Okay, so this is running at about the same time that Malachi decided to just contact the God of Light to see what the ship was going down with the MorningLord, why wasn't he in touch, what was going on, and used Father Lucian to help him get in touch with the God of Light, and Lathander has pointed out that maybe all is not quite what it seems, and that Malachi unwittingly for 50 odd years has been in the service of a fake god who has been using religion and the auspices of being a branch of the Church of Light as a front for pulling in pilgrims and others into the fold. And Malachi has clearly found this a traumatic, faith-shaking experience, I think it would be fair to say. And so he has been offered the opportunity to redeem himself in the eyes of the Church of Light.
The real one.
The real, actual God of Light. Father Lucian's like, this could have gone badly as a conversation, but he's been offered the opportunity to redeem himself by destroying the pretender to godhood, known only as the MorningLord. And he has suggested that you seek out some monks who live in the mountains far to the south of Barovia, and that's where Malachi's headed. While that's going on, everybody else is getting drunk, probably, at the Blue Water Inn and sleeping, or cruising around in your pimp tops. Dragon Skull.
Pouring the water down.
I thought I was working out how to do aerial donuts.
Yeah, you're doing aerial donuts, not in any way in a noticeable manner, over the skies of Barovia in a giant pimp top dragon skull. All good. And Malachi's gone off on a bit of a personal mission quest. He has been granted additional powers for this journey to prove himself by the God of Light, and has been granted the opportunity to prove himself worthy of an ongoing and new deity. So that's where Malachi is headed, is to the south of Barovia. So tell us about the rest of your characters, and then you can tell me what you've done when you get there to the south of Barovia. So, Galen.
The first thing you see probably looks like a vaguely human-shaped lump of coral, but is in fact like an old kind of steampunk-style diving suit with a big brass dome head with little windows and big gloves and everything. The Mariner is a ocean-themed warlock, so walks very slowly. I've got vanilla 20-foot walking speed for heavy armor reasons. But yeah, just the kind of diving suit that is full of water and just occasionally like strange glowing lights go across the visor.
Okay. And what are you doing hunting for the MorningLord?
I think they probably at one point just kind of walked out of the sea, if there's one in the title. They kind of follow their own. They probably don't talk a lot about what their motivations is, but their patron gives them a little nudge in the right direction.
Okay, so the Mariner has walked out of the last sea. The Mariner walked through is the Sea of Sorrows, and has walked out of the Sea of Sorrows through this mist that gathers around the shoreline, and found themselves in a mountain side at the very edges of this mist, and see what appears to be a soul. Older man walking through the mountains towards them. Bree, tell us about He Who Watches.
He Who Watches is an Oath of the Watchers paladin who looks like he's walking in starlight. Like half of his body is kind of made of the aurora borealis and filled with starlight. If you look in there, his eyes, it's like there's no soul behind there. It's just the void of deep space. And he probably arrives.
This is going to just be. I'm going to enjoy killing these characters so much. I'm in a real killing characters kind of a mood today.
Oh my god!
Sorry.
Good. I'm going to try and find. I might try out some different ones.
No, you're all good. Carry on.
I would say, depending on lore reasons, either he would appear here, like, on a spell jammer or something,
Yeah.
that kind of just drops him off.
Yep.
Or he just corporealizes out of stardust.
Okay, so as you are seeing this man walking towards you through the mountains, and you're standing there almost like a deep sea adventurer out of water.
As it happens, I have the electrification that gives me levitate as well.
Uh-huh.
So because most of the time I'm just kind of floating an inch or so off the ground.
Okay,
as long
in
as
what now looks like more like a spacesuit as opposed to a deep sea dive, because as far as you can see in any direction, there is no water in this particular bit of land. You see what appears to be a shooting star coming through what's otherwise a dark and misty sky. And as this shooting star goes across the landscape, this figure just materializes in between you and this soul traveller coming down the mountainside. And Rose, tell us about Torga.
So, Torga is a hill dwarf wardening cleric. They very much don't exactly trust their gut, but they try to do the right thing as much as they can for the job that they've been hired for. So they're a veteran mercenary who just tries to help as many people as they can with whatever they need help with.
Okay, so you, Torga, you actually live. There's a forge deep in these mountains, and you're the cleric of the dwarves who live here. And travellers here are rare. So not only are you not really a great dwarven blacksmith, you've been looking for a war tribe to lead, and the times in Barovia of leading huge assaults against Strahd and being rebuffed and everybody coming back vampire spawn or dead have largely gone, and you almost feel that you're born into the wrong generation and you should have been here 300-400 years ago when people were regularly leading war bands, and that sort of fizzled out due to the general lack of success of that as a strategy and the overall attrition rate.
Lack of success means things don't happen.
Yeah, and the overall attrition rate that happened to those war parties. So you've been sort of biding your time, healing the, studying, learning the arts, healing burns on forges, and generally getting seriously pissed off with your lot and working out how you're ever going to actually do what you feel that you were born to do. And you've taken to walking through these mountains early in the morning, and you see this shooting star which you've never seen. There's no stars in the landscape in Barovia. You see this shooting star seem to fall and then fall out of the sky and turn into a person, and then you turn slightly to your left and you see what appears to be somebody in a giant metal suit with flashing lights just hovering gently above the land, and you see Malachi coming through the snow. Describe what Malachi is like at level 12.
Okay, so
Having been blessed by the actual god of light. I don't know. Were you blessed?
yeah, so blessed in quotes because I have basically put such a bad name on light as a thing for so long. He's taken any light abilities from me whatsoever. The only light ability I have, or flame like ability that I have, is light as a cantrip. So he's like, you get that. That's it. Nothing else. Fuck you. And like all the like Jesus-like spells that I had, like they're all gone. So basically, all I have is abilities to keep me alive. So like false life and all that sort of stuff, grave domain stuff. he did give me the opportunity to use like undead characters, but I refused because that's still against what I believe in. So most of my stuff is like there's some damage stuff and some protection, some healing, and I actually went and decided to pick some more spells that seem more in line with like Moses' story rather than Jesus' story, which I think was kind of cool. So I'm like going back towards more like Old Testament God rather than New Testament God. And then I think I was more acting Old Testament God. Anyway.
Valid.
But I just think
So the religious evolution of Malachi over 4 levels. Okay. Does Malachi look any different? So these characters don't know Malachi. So describe this man battling through the.
I don't think I've ever had Malachi described.
Yeah,
because
True. So Malachi, he was pretty like clean shaven, even though he's an older guy. Like he takes pride in his appearance and like he's very official, very neat. All his stuff will always be impressed. But now it's quite the opposite. He's like growing a bit of a beard, and as I said, he's got long hair. He just kind of lets it fall. He's like very kind of depressed, but also determined. Because he's just
like Jesus in the desert.
All the war. I can Moses say that.
Moses. There's a burning bush. There's a burning bush, but he didn't set fire to it. Okay. Oh my goodness, so much drama. Love it.
Going off in the Bible family.
Okay. As you're all sort of coming to the same place, you see an old man, older than Malachi, looks human but very old, wearing robes. You know that this is a sort of very isolated order of monks that you think are generally pretty weird and dull, and they kind of live over there, and the dwarves have as little to do with them as possible. And what they definitely aren't doing is going to war on a regular basis, and therefore you've never really shown any interest, but you recognise that that's who this is. Malachi, you would recognise that the robes that this person's wearing look absolutely identical to your old friend Zephyr Orion, who you've not seen for a while. This isn't Zephyr, you know this isn't Zephyr, but the robes are the same. Yeah. And the symbol that he's wearing around his neck and the staff he's walking with all look very, very similar. So you would kind of recognise in that sense, you know, you have no idea what's going on or why you're here. So this monk comes up and he speaks directly into your mind, Malachi, and you would recognise that was something that Zephyr did, never spoke out loud. And he says, Brother Malachi, we must divulge the peril that threatens us. The land of Bluetspur, which is there for fascinating. This is the original 2E map of Bluetspur.
Phenomenal.
I know. Isn't it awesome? I'm loving it. I swear I nearly used their token art, but I just couldn't bring myself because it looks like it's been drawn by a 4-year-old. The original tokens, the original stuff.
I love going on the Forgotten Realms.
Oh my god! I mean, it's hilarious. I mean, it looks like you're like trying to kill a really friendly squid. Like it's like got a smile. No. Anyway, sorry. This mountains used to join here where we are. They broke away through the mists. The land which was once beautiful and snow covered became a rocky wasteland. The rock there impossible. A perpetual gloom cloaks the land, similar to here, but the sky is red and casts the entire land in this deep red glow. There is a cathedral somewhere in those rocks, and beneath that cathedral lies a great power known only as the MorningLord. And there is a a cardinal of that. There is a cardinal of that Morning Lord known as Cardinal Agirius. He requires the body, incapacitated body for safety reasons, of Strahd von Zarovich. He wishes to merge their powers with his own, creating a being of unparalleled might. He wishes to defeat the Morning Lord and seize the domain for his own. You would recognise Cardinal Agirius as basically your line manager for the last 50 odd years. He's like a cardinal of the Church of the Morning Lord. You've met him many times. Nice chap, very holy. Okay, your mission, brother, is of the utmost importance. You must journey to Bluetspur. You must infiltrate its shadows and confront that darkness that threatens to consume us all. Xanthelador was once a beacon of hope. He came to our monastery from lands far away. He came bringing new knowledge to help defeat that Morning Lord, but his abilities were twisted and was taken, now minion to the vampires. Sad for Zephyr, and now serves their ends. Through him, they've obtained the rod of Hautrus, our holiest of holy relics, and the knowledge of the apparatus, first built in Mordant, and then held secret by Strahd himself. And those tools together will allow the merging of Strahd von Zarovich and the High Master Cardinal Agirius to take over, maybe not just Bluetspur, but potentially even escape its bounds. Our fate and the fate of everything hangs in the balance. You have been sent to us. We foretold of your coming. You must thwart his plans, lest we all be consumed by eternal darkness. May the light guide your path, Brother Malachi, to the Morning Lord. And then you hear, he turns and you hear a voice in your head. You hear, Seeker of the aberrations, you have been sent. You have been called, for the land of aberrations is conspiring to take over not just these domains, but also break free of these domains and return back into the material plane. You, Aberrations Seeker, must help destroy that ambition once and for all. You, Walker of the Depths, there is water there that there is not here. Oh, there really is. You must lead them through those depths. Without you, they will never reach the place where the Morning Lord resides.
I will at that point hold up my... I took Pact of the Talisman. My talisman's a little glass jar of water, which I'll give to Malachi. So tell me if you fail a saving throw or a skill check, or anyone hits you with an attack, because I can fuck them up from weird stuff.
Remote fuckery. And then they look at Torga, and Torga, you hear them talk in your head. You've heard them talk in your head before. You don't find that unusual. Usually it's that they want something fixed, and it's just like, oh, God's sake. Or they've come to buy something, and they go, Torga, you have been searching your entire life for a war party to lead. This is that party. These people need someone whose entire being is to go to war, whose entire remit is to keep that party alive and fighting. They will need your strength, and they will need your healing where they are going. defeating Strahd is now small change in comparison to the dangers that we currently face. We suggest you rest, and we will watch over you while we show you the way. And they take you to a clearing. There's a fire. In terms of where we're at in Barovian time, it's night, and night is falling. They provide you with healing potions, and they ask, is there anything else that you think you might need that we could offer?
I would like to know something. Is there a way of saving these people the way I've been saved?
We do not know all the people who are there. Some may be those that you can save, and some may not. We do not know. We only know that the MorningLord and Cardinal Egerius both must not survive. Anything else?
They're offering us supplies and
So, yep, supplies, any information that they might have, they're happy to offer.
Do we know where we're going?
So they're prepared to guide you how to get there.
Well, I've actually got 2 diamonds already.
Wait, do you have Revivify?
Huh?
Do you have Revivify? I'll take it then.
Okay.
Oh no, I still do.
So in terms of high level spell components, you can take 2 diamonds to be able to cast Revivify. Whoever wants to take them, or somebody take them, and anybody can use them. You can take 2.
Do you want to take one?
I'll take one, yeah.
Yeah.
You
And then I
can't
wanted to
cast a
start
spell.
on glass. I think there's something I had to do on glass.
If you're the only one who can cast the spell, you should carry both the diamonds. Yes?
I think it's
No,
always
I've got
prepared
it
Oh,
already.
you've got it always. Oh, cool. Then
because it's
No,
grey.
just checking.
Having it on 2 people.
Oh yeah, no. That's
Okay. Okay. So any normal weapons that you're carrying, so crossbows, swords, maces, even if they're not your primary weapon and you're going to be primary spellcasting, you can have as +1 weapons.
amazing.
Okay. Yep. If you've got armor, we've discussed your +1 armor. Is there anything else anybody wants to pitch for as a thing?
A golden reliquary worth at least 500 gold pieces.
What's that for Heroes Feast?
That's for Summon Celestial.
Could I?
But I was thinking you could just sort of say no to that, and I could have, because I've got Play Night Ally as well. And I was thinking that's one that like I can call on the church, like God of Light, but he'll be not happy if I do that, and then he'll up
Yeah.
something later.
Yes,
So-
you can do either. You can have either. I don't mind.
Okay.
Can I have my glaive be...
But one, in
That's
terms
only
of one item.
Oh,
Yeah.
one item.
One item for in terms
Well,
of the
the,
spell
the
component, so you
flamer
couldn't cast
ally
it twice, if that makes sense, on a long rest.
Okay. Yeah.
Would
you be letting me take a glaive of warning as my glaive and just add the +1?
Yeah.
So I can have just the...
So you can't be surprised.
yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
I'd love a Rod of the Pact Keeper, but we talked about that.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Do you want an Amulet of the Devout? Because that ups your spell attacks and your spell save,
And gives you an extra channel to
and it gives you an extra channel divinity. So spell of the Devout,
Okay, cool.
Amulet of the Devout +1. Yeah.
What do you got?
Okay.
Like,
Have you haven't? What have you kept as Malachi? Let me just have a look. Because have you? Yep. Because you guys have got all sorts of weird shit, crazy stuff that I've already given you,
most
but
of
I'm
it
not sure
I don't-
you have
I
it.
don't think I have any of it.
No,
I've got
that's
I've got
fine.
3 of the 5 diamonds.
Yeah.
And I've got
So
4 hourglass.
okay, so make your crossbow and your mace +1.
Yeah.
just switch them to +1. You can carry that back. Yeah. Go down to 2 diamonds, but you can have your gold chalice for your, which if you want to use summon celestial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only because of if you can instantly. To be fair, yeah, revival magic but details. It's
this.
prone to error, but details. That's fine.
This is going to come up later.
No, it's fine. If you want +1 amulet of the devout, that's also fine. That increases your spell save DC in various bits and pieces.
Can I take it?
Well, I'm easy. Go for it. Whatever.
What we doing?
Actually,
I give out ridiculous magic items. We'll break it. It's fine.
Can I have
Yes.
a deck of many things? No. No, but will we be doing short rests for warlock stuff?
Yes.
How would you like to
There'll be
do
more
that?
short rests than long rests.
Oh, awesome.
There will be, and it's. Oh, so in terms of how this works, it's relatively potentially resource intensive with relatively low rest. So you
I will
just
not
need
sign
to
it.
be aware of that. So it's so the long rest in 24 hours is fine, but if you have a really bad 2 hours, you can't long rest 2 hours later because you've got no resources.
So it's annual of the devout +1.
So usual stuff.
Can I grab some sending stones?
Sending stones
Yeah,
to
it's
communication
always
stuff.
good to have.
Yeah, why not?
Right.
So
absolutely
Torga's got
necessary.
sending stones.
Like a
You do. They have. You have those. Yeah.
Sending stones? Wonderful.
The perks of picking a pre-made character and then just changing things.
Yeah, all good.
Can I have a
Mhm.
man changing now?
Yes.
Is that the thing that
oh my
removes
god.
crits?
Yeah.
You
While
probably,
you're wearing any critical hit against you becomes a normal hit.
Oh, I've got that.
you
as
probably
a,
don't
as
need
an
that because we've got
ability.
a grave domain cleric or death domain.
Yeah, that's on my
So it does it automatically.
I've got 5
So if
of
you
those.
want to have it as a thing that you've literally been so bored up in the mountains, you've been
You've been crafting
At
at
the
the
next
next
time.
Yeah.
You've like
Just, you know.
you're like I've been this fucking bored for 150 years, people.
I like that idea.
I'm totally cool with that. Okay, so we pretty much there. You're reasonably happy.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is insane.
so the what passes for night in Barovia has fallen. Certainly, Malachi and Torga are tired in that you've been up all day and you've just trekked through the mountains. Unclear about your level of fatigue. Sure, you don't sleep, but that's where you guys are. So they would suggest that you head out in the morning rather than heading out tonight. And so you settle out. There's a campfire. There's sort of tented shelters, and you settle out there. You're not sleepy, watching. Okay.
I stand with my sword on the edge of the camp and I just watch.
Yep.
I don't want to be a pain out.
No, you
Can I
go.
put scry?
Yeah.
If we're about to do a long rest, can I scry on the person who we were just told about? The Cardinal Jurist?
Yes, you can. Do you know anything about them? Have any contact with the?
Probably not.
Okay, so you can ask Malachi
Could I do-
if
could I
he's
offer
got.
Mary- I'll go up to Malachi and offer it. I'll fit you that amulet without. My character also has telepathy. You've seen a man on a mission. I would help you see it achieved. Maybe blessed by the Lord. Take that. I can lend you some of that. Sure. I can also see things from afar. If you lend me your mind.
Someone letting someone run blind. It didn't end too well for me. I don't know about that. Can I just describe you what you need to know?
So if you describe Cardinal Ligurius, then you can try and cast. You can try and scry on Cardinal Ligurius.
Would we call that a connection of some kind or knowledge?
It changes his save, so
Yeah.
you can scry. It just changes his save.
Cool. Yeah, I'll try to scry.
Okay. So you, what's it like when the mariner scries? What do you do?
I think it's a thing of it's not so much like looking far away. It's almost like finding like a puddle of water or something and kind of stilling it, and then maybe one of the windows on the big helmet opens up and just a tentacle, like you would see on a squid or something, comes out and dips into that water.
Okay, so where the fire's lit, where the campfire's lit, the snow that's immediately around it melts. So around the campfire, there's this puddle of water, which is about the only free water up here, sitting around this fire, and you're sitting there, and this tentacle comes out and dips into this water, and you feel your mind cast out through the mists, and you almost like zooming across this rocky landscape, and then down, and then further down, and then even further down, and you see this man in huge long robes standing in front of what appears to be this odd chamber with these two glass balls, almost like your helmet, connected one on top of the other, and two almost like tubes, one on either side, and he's standing there, and you hear him say, "We just need the rod." And then comes out. Okay, I am just going to. So as you're sitting around the fire, those that sleep start to doze. Those that watch stand watch. You feel the night air. It's cool and damp. Torga, it feels like it normally does out here. The fog that normally covers Barovia drifts in across the mountain. You pull the covers up around you. This is a normal night out in Barovia in the mountains. You see little in the mist. You sit near the watchfire, or you stand near and you listen to the sounds of the night. As the night wears on, the fog thickens around your new sleeping comrades, and you feel it creep into your dreams. So it's almost like in your dreams you are also in the fog. Despite not sleeping, you also feel that this mist is almost walking across the inside of your mind. It whites out the world around you. The peaks of the mountain seem to disappear until you realise that you can no longer see the fire, and you can no longer see the people you were watching in the mist. In your dreams, as you sit around the fire, whether you also feel the mist enclosed, and the mist feels cold, and you open your eyes and you are surrounded by mist, and you close your eyes and you're surrounded by mist, and you can no longer tell whether or not you are awake in the mist or dreaming. But when you look around, there's no one else there, and they were definitely there, and the fire is gone, so probably dreaming. As you would naturally do when concerned in the mountains, you reach out for your weapons, which are usually lying, and they aren't there, and your equipment is missing. You don't understand, trying to grasp the reality of that, because you are holding it and you feel that you are still holding your sword, but the sword isn't there. There's just mist. And you find that silence is completely oppressive. You listen to try and hear the other people sleeping or moving around the campfire, and all you can hear is the sound of your own heartbeat. There's nothing else. That's all you can hear. Nothing else other than this steady thump of your heartbeat. And then listening, you start to hear this quiet noise. It somewhere nearby, but completely out of sight. This sniffing like an animal, like something tracking with its nose to the ground. And you are absolutely certain it is tracking you. You can't tell. There's no landmarks. There's just mist, and you can't tell what direction this creature is coming from, but you know it's coming. And in your head, you turn and you start to stumble, looking for your friends and looking for your allies in the mist. Like hands out, trying to find all the things that you know should be there: the small trees, the houses of Torga's village. But there's nothing, and at the same time trying to put some distance between you and this snuffling and sniffing and clawing that you can hear just coming ever closer. But as you try to move, as you try to run away, your legs are dragging behind you, getting slower and slower. It's like running through water and then like running through mud and running through really thick, almost up to your knees, just mist. But you feel the sniffing getting louder and something is closing in on you. And then suddenly, in the mist, you bump into what appears to be a large, bold man. Completely featureless silhouette. Both, probably. Bald, as in hairless. Bald as in hairless. Also bald. Like, he's also in the fog. So suddenly you bump into this large, bold man but as you look in the mist, there's no face. This is a featureless silhouette in the mist. But you can see enough to realise that he's drawing a weapon from his boot and assuming a battle stance. All four of you see exactly the same thing. None of you can see each other. None of you have any equipment. If you have spells that do not require components, and you have your what's your spell focus if you're a spell focus caster?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna actually
go on.
ask you.
Yeah.
I was thinking because now I'm with a different thing.
Yeah.
Great for me.
That's fine.
Could the priest that I chatted to that told me about this, could he have gifted me, say, one of the blinds from the grave?
Yep.
That's
in the
so
church?
cool.
Yes.
To be
So one of the bones of St. Andrel. Yes.
Yeah,
So you've got one of the bones of St. Andrel.
Yeah,
That's fine. So you still have, because
I can't take his skull.
I would anticipate you would be wearing that. So you still have your spell focus.
Yes.
So focus-based spells will work.
Just mechanics
Yeah.
question. Is it just material spells you need to cast things focus for?
So anything with a material component. Yeah.
Sweet, awesome.
Yep.
The mariner has a giant barnacle coming anchor on a chain that
Yep.
they throw around and put themselves along with.
That they have not got right now.
Oh, good.
They have not got that right now. Okay.
I feel like my spell focus would probably be the symbol of the deity.
Okay.
That I took through the boot overlaid on an upright mace.
Okay. Then you.
And I'd be wearing it as an iron.
Then you.
necklace.
Okay. Then you have your. You have your focus. Okay.
Sorry, it may take me a while to get this stuff right.
Never played
That's all right.
cleric.
I've never played a paladin.
How can you never play a cleric? Okay, so Oh, it's all very exciting.
Okay. Not the only one there.
We don't need to roll initiative for this. So what we're going to do...
Can we roll it?
I feel like
You
can.
For,
Yeah, I
as
give
soon as
everyone
they
bonuses.
reach for their weapon,
Yeah.
Margot would immediately be
We'll go around the table. In fact, you can roll for initiative in terms of whether you get to go first.
Are they
I
within
rolled a
10
nat
feet
20.
of me?
So you don't know.
Yeah.
I rolled a nat 20.
Okay?
I have a -1 to my initiative score. I have a
So do
-1.
I.
I
So
have +1.
I have
You-
negative 50.
you beat your
Sweet.
adversary at 15.
22.
Yeah. Malachi?
6.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, Malachi.
Was anyone within something?
Okay, so in terms of who goes where, everybody goes ahead of their adversary apart from Malachi.
Why does that not surprise you?
Where the
Can I
adversary goes
ask a
first.
question? 'Cause
Yes.
This is,
Yes, you can.
if anyone's within 30 feet of me, they can't be surprised.
Yep.
Yeah. And if anyone's within 10 feet, +5.
Yep.
But I don't know if anyone is.
As far as all of you can tell, you are all
By yourself.
entirely alone right now.
Remind me, is
Yep.
initiative an ability check?
Yes, it is.
You can add a d4 to that if you want. If you want to try and go first. Because of the
Oh,
task.
because of that one.
Yeah.
Would I have that? That would have been part of my equipment still.
Oh, true. Probably. Yeah, damn.
I'm happy
You
I
should
was
have waited.
That's
Yeah, I've got myself at this point.
Okay.
Alright, well,
So we will start with he who watches. So he who watches
Cannot see much.
gets to go first, but what you see is the bold man in front of you pulling a weapon from what looks like his boot, but he pulls and pulls and pulls, and what appears to be coming out of this boot is a huge glaive.
Hey! Does it look like my glaive?
Looks a lot like your glaive.
Can I try and grab the glaive?
Yeah.
What would that be? Just a attack roll?
But do it as an unarmed strike.
Okay.
Maybe he's the one that stopped
That's a 21.
21 hits. So you go to grapple this, so roll strength.
Natural 20 for a 30.
Nice.
Sweet. You pull this glaive. That'd be your action. You pull this glaive away from him. But it feels almost incorporeal
Oh, no.
in your hands. Okay. So any bonus action? If you want to, you can make a DC 15 wisdom save. Straightforward. If you want to.
Terrifying.
It's an
yeah.
optional wisdom save.
Okay.
It is. It's optional.
What does it
stopped.
mean?
21.
So with a 21, you are fairly sure that even though you don't sleep,
Yeah.
this is what those who sleep would describe as dreaming. And
Fantastic phrase, that. Those who would sleep.
describe as dreaming. And what you wonder with a 21 is if this is in a dream and this weapon is in a dream, whether anything else can be brought into a dream.
Ooh, like can I conjure something from my mind?
So
Dreaming.
can you, so for understanding that, with a bonus action, you can try and pull in any item of your kit.
So fun.
That's so fun.
Okay, as a bonus action, but that would be on your next turn.
So
Yep, done. So you can't do it on this
So
turn.
I've
So on
got
this
my
turn,
weapon
you've got
now.
you done your. So you've currently got your glaive.
because I made a melee attack last turn to get the thing,
Mm-hmm.
can I use my polearm master to make an attack against this person?
Yeah.
With my bonus action?
Yep.
Multi-attack, don't
I do. Thanks for reminding me. So I'll multi-attack
Only one of us has multi-attack.
for 25 to hit.
Hits.
With my glaive for damage. So that'll be 9 damage, just with that, but then I'm going to add my Proof Divine Smite plus 1 radiant damage, and then I'm going to take another Pull Armor Master as a bonus action. That'll be a 17.
Hits.
And that'll do 2 damage plus 8 radiant damage.
Yep. As you hit into this this being, it seems to hit. It staggers back, but as it does so, what you see is that where its face was once blank, it starts to sparkle with what looks like stardust, and smiles at you, and draws from its boot
Oh no!
a second glaive.
Another blade!
Another glaive, and it swings at you with what appears to be your own glaive. 19.
Oh, do I have my armor on?
Nope.
Oh no!
Well, you would probably, because you don't
Yeah,
sleep.
I don't sleep.
You were watching, so yes, you would.
Okay. So 19 meets pizza.
Okay.
Is my character so war-based that they would sleep in their armor?
That
feel
is
like it
always the question. 12.
So that's not
12 damage?
it's such a
Yeah. I just feel like,
everybody.
yeah.
Sleep in your armor.
Like, I literally feel like
Okay.
it's something my character would do, though.
So, Torga, you see this this figure in front of you. There's nobody around. You don't feel. You feel completely alone.
Do I feel like it's a threatening kind of energy, or what sort of...
It feels like you're completely alone in this white. All you can hear was this snuffling of this creature that seemed to be tracking you. You've walked into this giant faceless man who's drawing what appears to be a huge maul from his boot. You have no idea how that fit in there, but he's pulling it like you pull a dagger, but this huge maul comes out, and he's looking straight at you. You feel this is not what you signed up for. You signed up to lead a war band, and this would appear not to be a war band.
This is
would appear...
definitely not a warband.
Yep.
I'm by
5
myself.
seconds in.
Yep. So, if you have spells that you can cast with your spell focus with no expensive material components that you don't currently have on you, you can cast if you want to.
I feel like I would.
This is primarily written because I like clerics. That you can tell, can't you?
I would probably cast Detect Evil and Good. To see
Interesting.
What this, thing in front of me is, and if it is actually a threat to me
Okay.
or not.
So you reach out with detect evil and good, and you do not think that this is undead. You don't think this is celestial or elemental or fey or fiend. You think this might be an aberration. So you would get a ping on your detect evil that you think this is aberration. Okay. If you wish to make a wisdom save to see if you can understand what is going on, you can do so.
That's that one.
So you are.
I'm so pissed that I just found my war band and now I don't have a war band.
So you can't. You
What's
can't.
going on?
So you're just disorientated. You know these mountains like the back of your hand. They've just vanished. You have slept out here for 100 years, and this has never happened. This is not what you were expecting. As you're trying to put it together and face down what's happening, the figure in front of you swings a huge maul. Does a 20 hit?
Unfortunately,
Okay. So that's 12 damage. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. The Mariner.
Do I have my armor?
Do you ever take your armor off?
I think they're so like I'm a Semic hybrid, so the whole
Yes.
thing is as they gain levels, they
Yep.
just mutated and changed
Yep.
with their
Um,
so I think they're kind of used to it like a
yeah.
hermit.
I can't imagine
Yeah.
you
I
walking
think
around
if the
with...
helmet came off, I'd just kind of spill out.
Yes.
It's basically natural armor.
Yes. I will absolutely play that as natural
Wonderful.
armor.
In
That's
that
fine.
case, I feel relatively safe and not immediately about to die. I
Mm-hmm.
have 9 AC without armor.
Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah. Don't like that. I have telepathy.
Mm-hmm.
I also can't be read by telepathy because I have mind shielding.
Mm-hmm.
If I reach out with my mind to this thing as I would normally talk, does
Mm-hmm.
it feel like something I could talk to?
Yes. You
Okay.
think it feels like something you could talk to?
Okay. Is it reaching for its boot or anything?
Oh yeah. It appears to be pulling a giant anchor out of its boot.
That's damn impressive. Let's try. I will say into its mind, there is no need for us to fight. I'll cast friends.
Okay.
Ooh.
As you go for it.
That's a save.
It is. Sorry, that was my fault.
Actually, is it? Why actually?
Friends.
No. I'm mixing up friends with charm creature.
So
Yeah,
friends is
just gives me advantage on persuasion checks.
yes.
Sorry, I'm not going to do
I was going to say friends are cantrip. I don't think it's got.
Yeah. Let's not.
Sorry.
It's also an
It's got no useful. Well, no, friends is useful in Baldur's Gate. I mean, you can be friends with everybody in Baldur's Gate. I am stabbing you in the face, but we are
Well,
friends.
it's just a little joke.
We just got a bond, yeah?
It's a small scratch.
In that case,
Yes.
Are we
I
going to be
would,
friends if we don't hurt each other?
I would like to cast telekinesis
Bit of
on
murder
the
between
anchor
friends.
to pull it into my hand,
Okay.
That's a bit of torture here and there.
which is blah 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 blah. My spell casting versus their strength check.
Yep.
My spell casting is charisma. Is that just raw charisma when it says spell casting, or do you have your? No, it's just charisma. That's
Yeah,
just spell.
just good reason.
Wonderful. So that's a 22.
Ooh, 21. You feel it pulling back, but the anchor swings over to your hand. When you said we do not need to fight, in its head by telepathy, what you hear is your voice in your head saying, "We do not need to fight."
That sounds interesting.
And if you wish to make a wisdom save, you can make a wisdom
I
save
will-
to
I will
see if you
give
can
that a go.
figure that out.
Does my mind shielding give me any advantage on that, do you think?
No.
Cool. Not insane. Dirty 20.
You understand that this is some kind of dream hallucinatory experience, that this is some kind of that you could potentially pull items into this if you it would take your bonus action to do that mechanically.
One other question from me, if that's okay. So,
Yep.
levitate lasts only 10 minutes, so I probably wouldn't have that stuff put on me. I cast that forever, so but that lasts for an hour. Never mind.
Okay. So as
I've got that. So that's 15 minutes.
you good?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay. As so as you pull the anchor away, the figure reaches down and pulls out a dagger and proceeds to lunge at you with that dagger. So, 22.
That will hit me.
but not for much because it's a dagger. It's better than getting hit by an anchor. So that's 4.
Gross. Wonderful. And then con save for telekinesis passes.
Okay. Malachi, you see the figure in front of you pull out this crossbow and just aim it straight at your heart. And you recognise it's a crossbow. You recognise it in the sense that you know you carry it, but you virtually never use it. So it's almost strange. When he hits you with that dagger, you start to see what appears to be a metal rim starting to form around the face of this creature. Okay. So that would be 17 to hit. Okay. And that's 6. And you see lines start to appear around where the eyes would be, almost like they're being formed in the face of this creature. Your attack.
Ooh. I like it.
Get away from me, creepy creature of God. And then I'll just like cast banishment.
Ooh, that's
phenomenal.
Okay, I'm going to very specifically ask, would you like to roll your wisdom save before or after you cast banishment?
I love that.
We are targeting each other.
It's brilliant.
Oh, we're targeting ourselves.
Maybe.
I think so. I don't know. That would be good. I hope it is bad. Then you just out the rest of the
Peace. Just see this empty diver suit collapse onto the ground.
One, I only need to drop my concentration.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Christmas save.
Sorry.
It's got to be you, the metal around.
So if
the
he's
face.
using
No, I think
my,
mine
if
was
he's using
getting
my
the
stats, then it's
Oh.
Nez was getting the line.
So that's 19.
Yeah.
19 passes.
Not using your stats.
Okay. Then I will
Yes.
use my bonus action. Oh no, I gotta do the wisdom save.
You
Does that use the bonus action?
No, but if you understand that you're dreaming, you would then be able to use your bonus action on your next turn to pull stuff in, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And mechanically, you can use that first if you wanted to, and then use the thing.
That is a 15 wisdom save.
So you also understand this is some kind of weird dream state. What you can't quite work out is this in a place that you are dreaming, or are you in your head?
You banish yourself.
Head.
It's just like it's
You could just see. You could just see the brotherhood of the contemplative, the brotherhood of the contemplative power, and the Lord of Light going. Failed at the first hurdle. Well done, Brother Malachi. Didn't even get to Bluetspur. Banished his brain. But nicely done. Okay, to the top. He was.
So I
Yep.
want to bonus action.
Yep.
Spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Take this.
Always solid. You can pull up a spiritual weapon. I need to actually put your spiritual weapon into this, which I haven't done.
So the switch weapon does have a turn preloading.
Weird, isn't it? I like to build them, but I build them as characters because then they're easier to manipulate around. Just build them as actors.
I'm quite fond of grabbing whatever random, slightly yellow coloured token I have already loaded in, going, that's now a spiritual weapon. Hence the chicken
Okay.
legs.
He watches top of the order.
That is a 28.
28 hits,
I'm just going to do the paladin thing and I'm going to attack twice.
of course. Of course you can.
That's 7 bludgeoning for the
Pokey smack it.
First attack is a nat 20.
Nice.
And the second attack is going to be a 13, which probably won't hit.
Sorry.
How doing criticals in Strahd? I don't think I ever.
Max.
Max and
the dice.
Max and Rod. So max the dice and then roll it and add the
So it would be for me 16 plus 8. 16 plus 8, 24, and then plus the roll damage.
Yeah. It's fine until you're a.
As I say, drop a big old smite on a crit. Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm just doing the base damage first. I'm so high. So that's gonna be 40 damage, I think, just on base. No, because it's not plus 6. It's not plus 6. What did I say I had? I had 24, and then 34 plus my 34, 37, and now I'm gonna smite. I'm not gonna spend a 3rd level slot yet because I'm conserving things, but I'm gonna spend a 2nd level. Which
Smite.
do I also double? Okay, so then that's gonna be plus another. This is awful. 24.
Yeah, it stops you rolling a 1 and then having to double it, which is really dull.
Plus.
If you're gonna crit with style.
Oh, the rolled stuff. I just rolled some awful rolls. So that was plus another 24, and then plus. Sorry, I'm so slow at this. Plus another 9.
Okay, so what's that in total? So 20. So there was 24,
Oh,
a
my
9,
God. Okay.
and what did you roll the first time?
37.
Cool, thank you. So you
Sorry, I should just-
you cleave into this being standing in front of you with you. You're just absolutely cleaving it, and you see radiant light pouring out of you, and it's not down. It is at death's door, and as it stands in front of you, it's like looking in a mirror with this being sort of almost starting to ease you, disintegrating into stardust in front of your in front of your face.
This guy's a fool and this is some aberration, so I'm gonna polearm master with my bonus action.
Sweet. Okay.
So that's gonna be 22.
Hits.
Are we all gonna kill
That's
ourselves before we then get anywhere?
For 3 extra damage.
Okay. As you cleave into that,
You drop dead.
everything falls into blackness. You
You
don't see any of the other party. You no longer see any mist. You don't feel cold.
This
You-
sounds good so far.
pretty sure you're dead. You've gone from white,
He didn't even
with
get to see the
something-
face
a
appearance.
white background with someone to attack you, and now you have black background and probably Angel of Death in front of you. Like, I wasn't expecting you to do it that quickly, but good on you.
So the last thing that you are aware of is this being of stardust vanishing in front of your face. Okay. Mariner.
He killed the aberration.
Yep. It was a good start.
That mistake at all. I'd like to use telekinesis to
Uh-huh.
hold 30 foot above me in the air. So that's
Yep.
again a strength check versus my charisma.
Yep.
I have
Crit failed at strength check. So unless you crit fail.
Good. I didn't crit fail, but I didn't roll well. Wonderful. That puts it 30 feet above me and it's restrained.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay.
I fucking would love telepathy. 10 minutes.
Telekinesis.
Telekinesis.
Bonus action.
10 minutes of look, it's restrained. My bonus action, I can try to draw stuff in, can't I? Not huge. I would love my Rod of the Pack. That'd be nice.
You find that the Rod of the Packkeeper materialises in your hand.
Wonderful.
It's alright if I get out of this in time. I can do it in pocket. It's
Okay.
like one of them.
I did a good paladin, I did a
And-
good fight.
And then can I use another wisdom
You did a
check to
good
try to
slide.
work out what? With the understanding that this is a dream, can I then try to wake myself up or
Yeah.
gain some insight into
That
Yep.
would be
is
smart.
this a dream or is
Lucid
this like
dreams.
a prophetic vision of death? Like Probably the waking up's my priority.
Yep.
Really?
I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
See, he who watches has never slept in his
Wisdom
life.
save.
You
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't know.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a very solid 9. A sturdy, dependable 9.
You're holding this thing above you, comfortable with the fact that it can't stab you with a knife from up there. So that's good. But this feels very real. You can feel yourself manipulating this thing with telekinesis. You can feel its incredibly feeble struggle against you when you held it up there. Your rod of the pack keeper and your anchor weigh heavy in your hands. If this is a dream, you have no idea how these things seem so real, and therefore unclear how to take those out. Your adversary is going to try and break free with its turn. It's going to try and get out of that restraint. Unsuccessfully, almost certainly.
Oh, cool. Is that what? Do you want me to do another check? Or is
Yeah,
that
do.
anything
It
else?
would be. I think it would just be. It would be a strength again, and on the grounds it's rolled a 6. I think it's unlikely. You can try.
Well, I get a 21.
You hold it there as it just struggles above you. You watch as the circular rim starts to form around its face.
Oh no.
Torga. You are up.
Sorry.
Sorry, you are up.
It's like, okay. So he's pulled a mace out, but he hasn't attacked or anything yet. But he looks like he will.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, yeah.
Big numbers. They were big numbers.
I'm going to run up to him and hit him with inflict wounds.
Good choice. Always a good choice.
He hit me. Oh yeah. I don't think they're like
Well, that's only
fantastic.
14 to hit.
Misses.
Look, it might not be bad. Maybe it is.
And then I'll burn this action.
Oh no, it's very cold and very dark.
Uh-huh.
No, you said you don't.
Go, clerics.
Yeah.
You don't get spiritual weapon out, like, in the first half an hour.
That's a 19 to hit.
Hit.
The body's cold.
You feel.
I was just going to say, should have taken a level. Thinking better that if you get some kind of different parts to bonus actions.
That's 11.
That would. Then I could have launched someone 30 feet in the air and then hit them with smoke blast on the same turn instead of having to do this 2 turns.
It's a shame you only got a 9 on that as well.
And 11 damage.
So this thing sort of rocks. This thing rocks back as you whack it with your spiritual weapon. What does Torga look like as a dwarf?
So Torga's quite they're a red-headed kind of dwarf. Very fierce, very stocky, not very dexterous at all. But is decently strong.
So although this is this figure is much bigger than Torga, you start to see what looks like red hair sprouting from this otherwise faceless figure as it swings at you with a maul for a 21 to hit. Okay. So that's 7. Okay. Oh god.
Can we do a wisdom save at the end of each turn?
Yes. You can do a wisdom save if you want to.
That's a 15 on the dice plus 8.
Okay. So you know this is a dream. you think you can bring things into this dream. If this maul is whacking you and it certainly feels real, then maybe some of your other stuff will work as well. You still can't work out how everything is real and hurting if this is in your head. Okay. Malachi, you see this figure that's starting to... It hasn't got eyes, but it has got the deep wrinkles under the eyes that Malachi's got, which is very disconcerting. Draws its crossbow to fire at you. 30.
13.
Okay, your turn.
Okay. I would like to cast Dispel Magic.
Okay.
Enough of this. Dispel Magic. Okay. What is it doing? So, to give you a description. Choose one creature object.
You're really going for the high risk strategies. Sorry, carry on. It's all good.
What else are we supposed to do? Low risk
It's fine.
strategies?
It's fine. It's alright. We've
stab it till it dies.
We've-
And we do.
So I'm assuming that this is like
TPK by our own hands.
I'm doing like
And the
general
conversation's in a
effective
character killing mood, so.
Yeah.
I have done a very
But
long
just-
weekend.
spell of
So much
fourth
of a
level
character
higher
killing
target,
mood, our
making
characters are
ability
killing
check in
themselves.
It's way easier to get me to do it.
So the DC equals 10 plus the spell roll. Okay, and I rolled a 13.
Sorry, what are you doing? Dispelling?
Dispel
What am I rolling? Sorry, I'm just... choose one creature, magical effect, any spell. Okay, you almost see this thing shimmer, but this is not a spell or an effect, and the creature smiles at you with the mouth that's starting to develop, that's trying to develop under its mouth. Do you want to whack it with your spiritual weapon that's up?
Yeah.
Just as a while you're there.
Yeah. So basically, by the way, my spiritual weapon is just a throwing hand.
Oh, I love it.
This bitch slaps.
Which
Backhand.
I like
I
it.
think is kind of appropriate for me if it is myself.
Can
Just
it be
like,
a backhand?
You stupid idiot! The rival
Yeah.
for so long. So yes, I'm just stitch that.
I love it.
And for a 17 hit.
Hits.
Okay. And that would be 13. Yeah, 14.
Okay. Wisdom save? Not a wisdom save?
17. So,
Okay.
Oh, sorry, that's 26.
Okay. You're confident with 26 that if this is a dream, you should be able to just pinch yourself and wake up.
If you pinch yourself really hard.
Because
Bitch.
is that not how you wake up from dreams?
I was thinking about using corrective luck, but I need someone to do
Okay.
I just went.
Like that.
He who watches. You come from the blackness, and you everything is spinning, and you are stood watching with your sword, and you see on the ground around you your companions still sleeping, bleeding into the reddened rocky earth
Oh no.
that's underneath your feet.
Oh no.
Sleeping. You appear to be undamaged, but exhausted.
Okay.
You have mechanically one level of exhaustion. These guys appear to be there wherever it is that you are, but you see them twitch every now and again on the ground.
You just see them in their animated, like, loading screen,
Wait,
like,
so
characters.
They're just lying on the ground.
They look asleep, but every now and again you see them twitch in their sleep, and basically like that, but with blood.
Can I try a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Can I try casting Alarm,
Mm-hmm.
which technically worded says that it wakes creatures from sleep?
Mm-hmm.
Can I cast that and try and wake the party?
You can.
You can try.
I'm just gonna give it a go, you know? Yeah.
Okay.
Best idea to date so far?
I'll cast a little sigil of starlight on the ground in front of me, and I'll step on it to activate the alarm. And it sounds like the music of the spheres, but just discordant and like the end of time.
Okay.
Ooh,
I
love it.
You start to hear this weird, discordant noise that you have never heard before, and you see the figure in front of you clutch its head and sort of lift its head back as you're telekinesing. It's almost floating in the sky. As it looks back in front of you, it's like looking directly into a mirror, and everything goes black. And then with a jolt, you will just sit up, and
Well done.
everything is spinning in front of your eyes. You catch your breath. Everybody's sitting where you were sleeping, but the fire is no longer there, and the mountains that you know like the back of your hand have vanished completely. You look around and you can see wounds and you can see blood, but you don't feel injured. You are mechanically exhausted, level 1 exhaustion, but you have taken no damage. Yeah.
Okay, so we're back up to full.
You are up to full health.
Conditions.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Sorry, conditions, level 1 exhausted.
But that would full hit points.
Yeah.
Does that count as a short rest?
Pardon?
Does that count as a short
No.
rest?
It does not count as a short
Probably
rest.
not very
Goodness
well.
sake. It
Yeah,
might do in a
right.
minute, but so
I'm a warlock. I have to ask.
so you're lying almost exactly as you went to sleep. So the things you were wearing, you're still wearing. The things that were next to you are still next to you. The things that were in your pack are still in your pack. It's as if you went to sleep, had a terrible nightmare of waking up somewhere else. All of your kit is back. You have whatever it is. No. God's sake, no. If
You
you
said
try,
we had a terrible night.
yes,
Like,
and you
we
feel
got hit, but we didn't
and
go
you
down.
feel
We used the-
you feel exhausted. You feel completely exhausted and depleted of your holy and divine magics. Okay,
No spell slots for you.
seriously, can I have all my spell slots back? If you want to try and banish yourself, that's entirely on you, dude. Okay. So your surroundings completely unfamiliar. There's this pale reddish glow that's silhouetting the horizon in every direction. It almost looks like a sort of 360-degree sunset. It's cloudless. There are no stars. You look at the landscape. There's no trees. There's no bushes, just rock. These towering, twisted, angular rocks that almost seem to grow in place of plants here. There are some blackish yellow sprouts in sort of pockets where almost like the grass has died, but there are no signs of live plant growth or animals anywhere that you look. There's this twisted, angular rocks shooting out of the ground, bending up in impossible directions, as if there were these soft clay slabs that are being mangled and manipulated by some utter lunatic into some design and then scattered, boulders everywhere. And you hear this low, metallic, droning noise. It's not so loud that it's all you can hear. It's in the background, but it's just constant, almost like a sort of metallic wasps, just sort of in the background. You can't. Everywhere you look, it sounds the same. It doesn't seem to be coming from any particular direction. It just seems to be in this place. There are in the far distance. There are some jagged mountains rising far into the distance and then falling to flatlands, like they've collapsed into some kind of broken heap. And there's one gigantic razor-edged rock, and smaller mountains rising on either side, and flatlands stretching far out behind you. You see a river with the interest of water, that seems to be draining from the foothills and running across this rocky landscape, and its water appears to be clear and icy and perfectly safe to drink. Perfectly safe to drink.
Wonderful. I'm heading immediately. How far away did you say it was?
Pardon? Oh, it's just running from the foothills of these mountains, just across from where you are.
I'll take a few steps over and kind of submerge my hand in it.
Okay. It's cold. It's very cold. It feels like it's formed from ice and only just melted, and absolutely
Delicious.
crystal clear.
Wonderful.
I don't trust that at all.
Okay.
The land seems foul with the water fair.
Can I activate my divine sense? See if I pick up anything.
Remind me what?
You can detect good and evil until the end of your next turn. You sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial being undead within 60 feet.
Okay, so you do not feel that within 60 feet there are any celestial fiends. You don't find anything that you think has been hallowed or desecrated within 60 feet. This appears to just be barren landscape. Both Malachi and Torga, there's this shrill, whistling, squealing noise that pierces through your head. It's painful. You clutch your head, and you feel for the connection to your deity has broken. It felt like it was being shattered. That was the sound of that divine connection being shattered into a million pieces, and you feel completely and totally alone in your head, other than this droning, buzzing noise for the first time ever that you remember that presence isn't there.
Is that the same with Warlock Patron War?
Yes, but you feel something slightly different. You don't feel a scream. You almost feel like somebody trying to force open the visor of your helmet and almost pull your tentacles out into this red light. But again, that feeling of disconnection, like you're just standing here alone in this world. And as you're standing there exhausted and rocked and coming to by this river, this scream of pain horrifying scream of agony and pain comes from somewhere out of sight over in the west. Go for it. What would you like to do?
I'll take the mariner's just covered in like smaller anchors, so you can use on a boat or a jetty, and just start wrapping the chains of that around my helmet and kind of over my shoulders to keep everything in place as best I can. And then probably without saying much, the rest of the party start heading west.
Where are you going, friend?
Something is happening in that direction.
Can you hear something?
You could all
We
hear
can all hear
it.
the screaming?
Yeah. It's normal sound, as opposed to, it's normal noise. And it's, yeah.
Something is happening there. Nothing is happening there.
He who watches will say he thinks we should head in this direction and start following the mariner.
Torgo would be immediately head to.
Is there a way we can get up onto like a higher ledge with these rocks to see if we can see something?
There's lots of boulders. It's like so it's like a giant rocky desert. So there's some sheer cliffs, there's boulders, there's not at this point any big mountains you could climb, but you could head in that direction from boulder to boulder rather than marching straight down like a flat open desert, for example.
I'll use levitate will and levitate 20 feet into the air.
Okay.
I can do that every time.
Yep.
The mountains, were they to the west or the north?
There's mountains largely everywhere.
Oh,
so
you mentioned,
from
like,
where you
big,
are,
like-
there's mountains. There's mountains to the north.
Yeah.
And there's coming down to these sort of flat, sort of badlands where nothing grows. It's just all rocks and rocky.
Okay, so I got 40 feet on my first.
Okay.
And 20 foot over.
Okie dokie. Fine.
That's my plan. I want to look over these mountains.
As you start to,
Why don't you go back there and just stay where
yeah, it's levitate. So I go up 40 feet and I can just hop.
so as you start to go up, as you start to climb towards, as you start to levitate up, you feel that connection that's always been there since you formed your connection with your patron. You feel that starting to reestablish. It's almost like it's rebooting. As the clerics stand there, just sort of slightly rocked by, you both feel this sort of voice of your god, sort of reaching into your mind, and very similar message of be wary here. My power here is tenuous. Do not stray far from the path of what you feel is right.
So we all hear that?
So you would hear that from your deity. Basically,
Is that called a light?
so from yours, it's God of Life. Who does...
More than the Forge-Star, probably.
Yeah,
Martha more doing.
yeah. So you hear the clanging...
It's the cream.
Yeah, so you... That's fine. So...
Like, that's fine.
All good. So you hear the clanging of the forge and the sort of cries of battle that you sometimes hear in sort of moments where your god tells you to steady your faith and that your time will come, saying connection here is difficult. Do not stray far away from my embrace. And you feel almost your patron closing and sealing from the inside your helmet. And again, stay close. Do not stray. As you go up,
I'm wanting to get a look around.
yeah, as you go up, 40 feet, you can see a lot of rocks, and you can see what appears to be, over to the west, what appears to be a large group of people. From this sort of distance, you can't really make out what kind of people, but there appears to be a large group of people. And then another scream splits the air, and you hear laughing and coming from this, whatever this large group is.
Do we hear the laughter as well?
Yeah. Sound travels well here.
Can I
It's
try
worth
to
knowing.
distinguish anything about the laughter? Like, does it sound like I don't know, manic laughter, or happy laughter, or children's laughter?
It sounds adult. It sounds harsh, and it doesn't sound like everybody's having a party. This sounds mean and nasty and unkind. Is what you you feel this is maybe 200 feet. Maybe a little bit more in the distance. That there's rocks between you and this group. You can see from where you are that these guys on the ground could probably get safely within about 50 feet around the rocks that are there without necessarily being seen. If you float, you also know if you float in at that kind of distance, you would probably be seen.
Yeah, cool. I'll drop back down, and if I fall less than 100 feet, I don't take damage. So I'll just fall and then down to the bottom and slow down and communicate what I've seen.
So I've just read one of the flaws this character pre-came with, and I secretly wonder whether the gods care about mortal affairs after all.
I don't think the gods care so much about mortal affairs, but this is I think this is more of a being that thinks it is a god, and another being that actually potentially has the power to beat it, which would be getting dangerously close to that level of power that divine beings would worry about. So they're not particularly worried about you as a mortal being. They are particularly worried about you staying alive long enough to maybe get rid of this thing. Yeah, that's all fine. I've got
suffering is happening over the hills. I would wager it is our quarry perpetrating it. When you say lots of people, hundreds or like tens?
Oh, you would say that you could see maybe 22,
I like those
50 odd. 50 creatures of some description out there.
Okay.
It's very specific from this distance. There appears to be a large crowd doing something to something that's screaming.
Cool.
You can't see what it is that they're doing, whatever it is to.
He who watches will say, he thinks you should stay close to him so he will protect you.
Who's he? You referring to yourself in the third person?
Again.
He who watches. This is a stupid character, I hate it.
I'm a big fan of all that. He also refers to himself.
You know when you're just like, should I roll? No, I'm not going to roll. Okay, so what would you like to do? What do you all do?
We're going towards that, right?
Okay.
I mean, we could do something strategic. But
Okay, sweet.
we are running into
Yes, and when we run back, we gotta go across the river. I literally took control of the exact first.
Love it. I would like to.
I might need my cable back in a second for a bit.
That's right.
Otherwise, I'd need to just make sure this doesn't die in the middle. Because that would be bad. It's clearly using a lot of power. You all right for a minute?
Yeah.
I'll share with you. Hot charger. Yeah. As long as it doesn't just suddenly go, oh no, I don't think you can play them. Otherwise, I'll install cadence coming up. Okay. So, are you stealthing in? Are you singing marching songs as you go into battle?
Right in.
I can cast fly on all of us if we want.
Oh my god, that would
Torgo
be
would
great.
definitely be doing like a
Yeah,
motivational
yeah.
kind of
I also have
speech to
arcane gate
everyone.
as my mystic arcana.
If
so
we
I
can
just
perch
open
on like a
portal
mountain
behind them.
or something above them, and then I can call out to them, let my people go.
So I have arcane gate, so I can open a portal at us and another one anywhere within 500 feet. So I can just get us right behind them if you like, or a mountain, or something like that.
Do it.
What's the
On top of a
in
mountain.
a 10-foot space somewhere?
On top of a
So
mountain with
you
two stones up.
okay? So from what you're seeing, you saw a big. So it's like a clearing. There's big rocky boulders. There's high-sided sort of mountain cliffs. Looks pretty smooth and pretty high.
Mhm.
So you're looking at things that are maybe 150, 200 feet high on the sides. So it's almost like you're in a chasm, a canyon, relatively
Caldera,
flat.
whether-
Yeah, relatively flat. It appears that there's a big crowd that appear to be focused on something that you would guess is in the middle of this crowd, because they're in that sort of circle. And then there appears to be a large number of creatures behind them. So if you were approaching the direction that you're coming, you would come up at the one side of this circle, and then in front of you would be this whole raft of creatures that you've not yet been able to identify. You could open a gate in front of that circle, or to either side of that circle, or the other space you would see would be behind those creatures.
Can I just ask, lore-wise, what was the rod? What were the abilities of that rod? Because I didn't know.
So the rod is the holy symbol of the people of the Brotherhood.
Okay.
Yes. That's a
They don't know why they want it so badly, apart from the rod is required to make the apparatus work. So
I was just
They-
making sure we didn't know anything about it causing laughter or something.
no. So you know that in order for them, what they've told you is that they want to build this machine called the apparatus that nobody's ever managed to build. And in order to get that to work, you need the instructions on how to build the thing, and you need this rod. And that the rod, that Strahd had the book, and that has gone. And that the Brotherhood had the rod as it was one of their holy relics. And Xanthelador took the rod when he was turned into a vampire, and has basically traitorously betrayed them, / being turned into a vampire, hard to tell, and took the rod. And so they have the two pieces of equipment required. Your understanding, based on all of this and what you were sent to do, is your understanding is you were probably dispatched to sort out the church in Barovia, knowing that if they put you into Barovia and there's a giant undead vampire being really bad and not following the MorningLord, that you would probably try and take him down. And that's what they were banking on, is that you would take down Strahd, and when Strahd's incapacitated and not yet resurrected and healed, you could then take them Strahd. So you, as Malachi, hadn't been told that that's why you were there, but they kind of banked on the feeling that you and the undead, not great fans, Barovia going to... And that, well, your control over totally killing him versus taking him back, you might have found that more difficult to follow through the closer that got. But they were banking on the fact that you're a zealot and very dedicated and loyal. And if they put you in that situation, you'd be their best chance at getting Strahd in a format they could use. So that's why they sent you to Barovium. And you've kind of figured that out. That's part of Malachi being used and abused by the church, because obviously the church is all good other than that. Okay, so you're heading down this area. Are you flying? Are you hovering? Are you...
Fly sounds good.
Okay.
The mariner will reach out, and all of you get like barnacles growing you, and your hair starts to just kind of spread out like you're underwater, and then you find you can just kind of swim through the air.
That's pretty
Very
cool.
cool and very, very not cool. Yeah, that's
Okay, so these barnacled creatures that are now flying through the air actually blend in relatively well here. How close are you planning on getting in to these guys? Are you flying straight in? Are you stopping short? How close do
We
you
should
want to
hide
get?
behind the ridge and just peer over.
How close do you want to
this
get?
fly lasts for 10 minutes. So I think
You can get you can fly
Can you go to the-
into the circle if you want in 10
Probably-
minutes.
Probably
It's
not the best.
Okay.
Let's maybe fly to the ridge, see if we can hear anything first, and
Okay.
then from there maybe move on.
okay. So as you're sort of creeping, you hear more clear screaming. That screaming is shrill. It sounds female as a scream, and you hear lots of laughter. As you get closer, you see around about, give or take, 8 or so Durgar, dark dwarves. You see 12, 14-ish drow, dark elves standing, and one what appears to be human man standing in this sort of circle, jeering at this creature lying on the ground in the centre of this circle. At the back, the creatures that you saw are all huge lizards. There are, at a rough count, you would say there's probably one mechanically large lizard saddled for each creature in this circle. So you've got, give or take, 20 giant lizards, and then some drow and some durgar, and a man.
Can I ask about the man?
Yes, of course you
Are
can.
they bald?
He is, and he's big, and he has a black moustache.
We can take them.
And he's wearing this sort of hard leather jacket, dark shirt, and these sort of leather pants.
Is it
Hold on a minute, I will find you. Just because you just want to know what the man looks like, don't you? Let me find the man for you. Hold on a minute, and let's deal with that important issue up front.
When you say, like, we can take them, he who watches will say, he thinks sometimes it is worth watching before taking action.
That's cool, that's nice. When do we know what's causing the screaming?
Pardon?
Do we know what's causing the screaming?
That's the question.
Yeah.
So there's this dude.
He looks like a ringmaster. A really degenerate circle.
So he's in that kind of position. He's standing from where you're flying in, facing you, or at the head of this circle with all these lizards behind him and all these drowned Durga. You see that this guy's got this staff with like a bayonet on the bottom, and he's thrusting it into this creature that's lying in the middle of this circle. And every time he does that, you hear this awful screaming noise from this circle.
What does the creature look like?
How far up are you?
We're at like a ridge. We're
Yeah,
staring
okay.
at a ridge.
So difficult to see because they're really quite tightly enclosed and they're on the ground. So you're looking at all these people sort of standing over them. It appears to be something cowering on the ground. You see no armor. You see this sort of slick, dark skin. you see a head, you see something lying on the ground. You can't get a clear look. There's too many people standing over this creature.
I think we should intervene.
I'll bring you up a map. It looks a bit like this. There you go.
Let's go.
Okay, it looks a little bit like this. So I've just put you on this random ridge here. So you've got human man standing up here. You've got a large number of drow that appear to be in chainmail with swords, bucklers. You've got standing next to this sort of mustachioed nasty git. There appears to be they don't appear to be armoured, but wearing long sort of ceremonial robes of some description.
Can we notice anything about the robes from where we are?
They're just long and black with sort of some red edging at the bottom of those. All of the dwarves appear to be in full plate mail and have battle axes and shields, and there appears to be round about 20 giant lizards. And they appear to be across the back, but also up on the sides. So it looks like almost like just sitting like that on the rocks on the sides. They don't seem to have any trouble with these vertical steep walls. So he's there stabbing this thing, and as he does that, you hear this creature just wailing and wailing, and he laughs and he shouts, "Tell me what you did with the rod. I will end this. I will end this quickly and mercifully." And the drow and the Durgar all laugh and cackle and nod approvingly at one another. This guy's clearly the boss, so it doesn't really take an intelligence above 5 to work that out. And then he looks and goes, "Tell me." And he twists this bayonet staff into this creature on the ground that just screams piteously.
I think the mariner's heading over. I think.
Okay.
How far away are we right now?
You're probably, if you're out, I would say you're probably maybe 75, 80 foot shy behind this ledge, watching this going on.
Let's intervene.
Yeah.
Okay.
We would definitely intervene. Torga would not be a very diplomatic kind of person, so they would stay pretty quiet if people were wanting to be diplomatic, and they would be kind of observing the enemy.
Sorry. You know when you, I haven't set it to roll up there, but you know when you just roll initiative for that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I should have probably grouped the initiative, but that's a lot of D20s on that screen. But anyway, whatever. Roll for initiative. We'll see who gets to move.
+5.
Ooh, nice.
+4.
Okay. Torgad.
22.
Sweet. Malachi. Mariner.
11.
He who watches.
I'm not.
21.
Okay.
I'm not either. I have a negative one, but I rolled an 18.
But you will get +5.
Yeah, so that's
Okay, you add it.
+4.
Oh, cool. Just checking.
Okay.
I just
I'd
managed
like
to
to
roll.
remind
Torga, you
everyone
get to go first.
that as
Sorry,
soon as my
+4.
concentration rates are plummeting out, but you're plummeting out at the
Yeah,
start,
yeah.
so land.
Yeah.
Torga, you get to go first. You are currently how far off the ground?
I mean, if we're spying in a ridge, probably where we're just kind of hovering near it and then we're heading down it, is that fine?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Remember, you
We're
have got
seeing-
level 1 exhaustion, just if that becomes relevant.
Oh,
Yeah, that's just skill checks.
Yes.
So all of these people are surrounding one person. Okay.
Yes.
What's that?
Everything's a bad idea.
This is a bad idea.
We have the power of God behind us. Nothing's about
You make me
it.
laugh.
Shovel rain plagues upon thee.
How many plagues?
I think I know what was too.
Tor,
Really?
How about what? How about
Torgo would cast
Yeah, I get
bless on the group.
Okay.
When
On these guys.
Yes.
Bless
Also,
to it's just because
Yep.
of the amount of enemies.
Valid.
I feel like that would be fairly helpful to do.
Yes.
And then I will burn section. Actually, I would like to try and not be up in the air, so I don't fall to my death.
we just stay low. Is more the
Well, I mean, tortoises are a huge fan of flying. Gonna say, yes, they're hill dwarfs, but hill dwarfs don't fly.
Oh, interesting. Note
Yeah, we're
to self:
underground.
hill
We're
dwarfs don't
underground.
fly.
Well, that's what I would imagine, because they would be like in the mountain, in the ground.
Yep. Valid.
That's fine. And
So
then-
I will say you can make that choice, Galen, as to whether or not you you drop that for individual. I'm quite happy to allow that if you want to partially drop characters out of fly.
I mean, it just gives you a fly speed. So
Yeah, so you can choose not to use it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going down?
Yeah, it's not like no time.
Yeah,
no
okay,
special,
yeah.
It just gives you a fly.
Sorry. Right, see you there? There you go.
Yeah.
Go for it.
And I reckon.
Are you moving?
Just push up and then move 60 feet, and then
Yeah.
60 feet speed.
Okay, cool. I mean, wouldn't want to get too close without the rest of the party.
Yep.
Um,
So I'm going to put you all right back on the edge and
yeah.
we'll do the last bit of movement, if that makes sense. So you're
Yeah.
all sitting at about 70 feet out.
And I would like to, if I'm within 60 feet of the person who is surrounded,
Yep.
I'd like to bonus action cast spiritual weapon next to them
Okay.
to help protect them from
Fine.
the people.
In that case, would you like your spiritual weapon on this side or that side for the sake of argument? So many options there.
Above.
Okay, so we'll say for the sake of argument your spiritual weapon is up there. Let me see what random shit Googles I've got in here in a minute. Let's put. I'll put this in mainly just as a place tracker, so I know that it's your spiritual weapon, and then it's there. You go, one spiritual weapon. Are you hitting anything with your spiritual weapon on that bonus action that you summoned it?
I would like to hit the last person that attacked.
So the only person
the
that
big
you
guy.
guys have seen is this guy here whacking her. Yeah,
so I
he's
would-
the only
I
one
would
you've
whack
had. Everybody else appears to be stood round,
Can we
heavily
see her better
armoured.
now that we're closer?
If you're still up in the air,
yeah.
all these guys are sort of like, or these warriors are sort of crouching over. It's like some kind of fighting pit, skewering some creature on the ground.
Then yeah, I will attack.
Are you attacking him?
him.
Okay. It's a spiritual weapon.
It's a 16 on the dice plus 9.
Hits. Hits.
Six, 10.
Okay. As soon as you do that, this particular creature just lifts this bayonet up and holds up his hand, and the whole collection fall completely silent. All you can hear are the sort of sounds of the lizard feet moving with the
I don't like that.
on the rocks, and the weird metallic drone that is just present all the time. He cocks his head and then looks up, and you know he sees all of you. And blows.
So he, the mustache man? Or
Yeah, mustache man. Mustache. Oh, we'll call him Mustache Man. Mustache Man whistles, and you see next to Mustache Man, you see this huge flaming.
Flaming slug.
No, it's because I haven't put a decent picture. A flaming horse.
Oh, like a nightmare?
No, there's a shadow.
Yeah.
Is that like the fire?
Oh yes. Like a flaming, shadowy
It's
horse.
a nightmare. No.
appears next to him with this crack, almost like the air's being rent apart, and this thing appears in a cloud of black smoke, and you hear this snort and this hideous neighing as this sort of skeletal black horse sort of comes out of this sort of thinning smoke cloud, when its eyes glowing like this bright red, redder than the sky, and flames leaping up out of the rocks where it stamps on the ground. This man jumps, and it's weird. It's like a leap over these drow robed figures onto the back of this horse and vanishes. And all of the other creatures turn and look at you. Okay. He who watches.
Would there be a way of making a check? Do these drow and Duergar look like something is influencing them? Like, do they look... Yeah.
They could just be evil cultists.
Yeah, they could be. Does there seem to be anything affecting them? Drawing from my experience finding aberrations and weird shit.
You do not feel that they are anything other than hostile, and currently more hostile towards you than this thing that is just lying, crawling around in pain on the ground. Okay. So you've certainly distracted them from whatever it was that was going on before.
Yes.
That's effective.
That's about it. I wish I could have done something for that guy. Alright, I think
You may well get to do something for that guy at some point, but
Very
just not
cool.
today.
Very cool. I'm gonna use my first action to cast Thunderous Smite on myself.
Yep.
And then bonus action, I would like to Misty Step, using my Starlight Step into the middle of the crowd.
Okay. So where are you liking to aim?
Right.
There-ish?
Yep.
Okay.
Can I see this person now?
Oh yeah, you can absolutely see this thing on the ground. So this thing on the ground is part human. You would know that they are part aberration, but they are definitely not entirely aberration.
Yeah.
That this is a part human, part aberrant creature wearing no armors, shredded clothing. Where the mouth should be, there are 6 tentacles that are twitching weakly on the ground, and the back of its head is swollen, almost like the body of an octopus.
Wow.
You look, and it has these long hands with jointless fingers, and they're curled on the ground as they're bleeding from multiple stab wounds.
He who watches will point his glaive at the thing, and he says,
Okay.
He thinks you are an affront to life itself. Die, aberration. And that's my turn.
Okay. Fair enough.
So no friends in the circle then?
What do you mean?
Well, you threaten the one thing you might have been friends with.
It's an aberration.
That we might have been friends with.
You convinced me otherwise.
60 foot, can that get me in the middle of the crowd?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. I'm going to fly...
Oh, I didn't need to Misty Step. I had fly.
Yeah, you can use fly rather than Misty Step.
Oh, can I then use my bonus action? Because I wouldn't have wasted my bonus action then.
Go on then.
Oh no, I didn't make an attack, so it's fine. I won't do anything for my bonus action.
What do you
What?
want to do?
I want to do insect.
Oh, you just want to take it out?
The plague's
Just,
actually happening.
20,
If I'm being too chaotic, let me know.
20 feet attack.
You're fine.
Oh,
You
actually, I
kill
know what I want
whatever
to do
you
for my
want to
bonus
do.
action. No, I won't.
Make up your mind, woman!
Done?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think I'm fine.
You're not gonna come up with
How
a third idea
many
and
of
then
them
I wanted to
can I
compel
get
Jewel and
in
then
20-foot sphere?
Oh, lots of them.
One more. I would like
They're,
to-
I mean, they're standing 5 foot apart. They're like almost like a phalanx around this. So you would be able to get.
I don't want to get the He Who Watches or the Aberration.
So you'd be able to get one side or the other. Then
Cool.
probably.
I'll grab like. Actually, you can take a little bit of psychic damage. You'll be fine. You've got psychic resistance.
No.
Oh, never mind.
you don't know that though.
That's true. You don't know
Your
that.
character doesn't know that
I
though.
can speak with telepathy, so wouldn't I be able to tell them?
You could ask them, whether, but
That's difficult.
you wouldn't know at the moment that whether or not they're immune to psychic damage. So it depends what your character would like to do.
Yeah, let's get this lot in that.
So the bottom side, so you could basically go up on this side and get all of those, or you could get all of this on this side, or all of this on that side. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, let's do all the front ones.
So this row and this row. Yep, fine.
I will go over there and I will telepathy into all of their heads. We are here to see the fall of the MorningLord. And cast synaptic static.
Okay.
Oh, that's fun.
Can they all make intelligence saving throws?
Yes, they can.
It is. It's nice. So the next one. 8d6.
Well, I'll start until the next one.
But if they fail, they take a d6 from attack rolls, ability checks, con saves.
So, tell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tell me what are they rolling?
Con saves.
So, what are they saving? What's their
Intelligence 18.
okay? So going left to right across the bottom, fail. So fail, pass, just.
The joy so on a fail
Yep.
they take 34 damage.
Yep.
And they're going to take a d6 from attack rolls, ability checks, and con saves.
Yep.
On a success, they just take 19 psychic damage.
Okay.
Pretty good.
What? 19. Yeah.
19.
So what you? Let me just do these.
I wouldn't have been able to hit more because we've got friend in the middle.
Hoo-hoo.
I think
So
it's
what you see is all. You'll like this. What you see is all.
Will we?
Yep. All of the drow.
Mm.
So let me take them from this side. So you go this one, 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 that one.
This one.
Heads just explode.
Whoa.
And you see blood pouring out of their ears as they fall to the ground. These
Torga would probably maniacally laugh at that. Seeing that
they
happen.
do exactly not look particularly well. They are also bleeding from their ears and but yeah, cackling like this is probably the funniest thing that they've ever seen as they're sort of kicking at the bodies of the drow that have fallen on their feet at their feet.
I'd then like to say to the other ones, just fear.
Okay.
Is that a creature?
No, that's
sorry?
my spiritual weapon.
That's your spiritual.
So this
Okay,
is
right.
spiritual. So yeah, that's spiritual weapon. I've just put it in as a random token for now.
Wonderful. Do you want
So I can
any
move
of
it.
these? If I ask you that. And then I would just like to shove one of them prone. Action, bonus action, shove. I do it prone? 5 feet away. You do. You try to technically shove one creature, and you can put something prone to shove it prone. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Can, let's say, that one there
Mm-hmm.
make a strength save, please?
So which one where?
That one.
This
Make a
one?
Strength saving throw. This one here.
Oh, sorry.
What I'm pointing on here.
This- That one.
Yeah, that one there.
That random one up there.
Yeah,
God's sake,
that
man.
one's annoying me.
This one.
You need
I need.
That will be a fail.
Wonderful.
I
It
like the
falls
sound
prone.
of.
Okay,
I've got the telekinetic feat, so.
fine.
Hang on. You can
So
do the
that
whole-
that random one there is prone.
And that random one there is prone, yes. Just in case anyone wants to make any melee attacks against it.
Fine.
And.
I would say I won't look at the gift box and mask.
Yes.
Apparently I won't. Apparently I can't say that. But
There you go.
Well,
Prone.
switch weapons will work for it as well.
Okay. So next up, these two, and they both go to cast spells. You see that this one up here raises a hand and casts Dispel Magic.
On.
The flying creature that is hurling things and making all its friends die.
That's fair enough.
So it's casting Dispel Magic.
Can it please
Yep.
do that with... Will we call this is Dispel Magic an attack roll? I've got Entropic Ward, so I can give something
Yeah, yeah.
disadvantage, and then if it fails, I get advantage. So once per short rest.
On the list of stuff I never do is heal or
And
dispel
so
anything.
it's make an ability check.
I think
using
so.
your spellcasting
It's
ability.
so any third level spell or lower ends.
Mhm.
So
Okay, cool. So that third level... Oh, no, I'm up because I plus 5 feet because I'm a wall. So
fine. In that case, it would
I suppose not,
be
it's attack roll, not ability check.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
okay.
it does say it.
One time I get to use this ability. I don't think I've ever used this ability.
what's that?
Oh, in dropping, if it gives something disadvantage, then you get advantage if they miss, but my whole thing is flying and not being near it.
14. So that is a 16. So that
16, so
will.
6 level spells are down, so we lose fly.
So flies down.
You see, for a moment, the Mariner starts to fall, and then tentacle wings sprout out the back of the suit.
Nice.
I have
Oh.
manta wings, so I glide 2 feet for every 1 foot I would fall down.
Sweet.
I will go.
They look like an aberration, right?
Here.
Tentacle wings.
Well, I think
These
you're going to end up
massive
killing
glowing
him.
manta ray wings,
Yeah.
fly out of that. So it's somewhere around here. Just vaguely. Kind of away from the.
And then the other one. The other one. Where are you positioned at the moment? Are you still back over here?
No, so I flew in, so I can
Sorry.
get the range on that.
So-
and then as I glide, I'll just glide down and I'm just away from the.
So you'd be
I
there-ish,
still won't be
probably.
back. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably another 5. Like let's call it 40 foot back, so they can't get to me from melee if we could.
Yeah, that's fine. No worries at all.
Sorry.
The other guy on the opposite side also casts a spell, and
Nice.
that area there
Oh, come off.
becomes full of poisoned gas,
Oh,
Yes, I'm
and
resistant to poison.
and he goes, take the creature and leave. So first time starts its turn there. It's going to be a con save.
Is he at 30 feet of me?
What, that guy? No, because you moved back, so you were 40
Oh,
feet
yeah.
out of range. Yep. No worries. Okay.
Con?
Yeah, so it's when you enter on the first time or start your turn there. So it's con save.
Quick film.
Oh dear. See,
Not if this is the style.
so that's 20.
damage.
Yes. And that cloud's just sitting there. There's very little wind. It's just toxic and sitting there. Okay. The you see the remaining drow start to head for they start to head out towards their lizard
Do any try to
steeds.
move away from me?
You are in the middle, so they are
Spiritual weapon.
furthest out. The Duragar are between you and them.
Spiritual weapon get an opportunity attack on the one
No, the spiritual weapon doesn't get an opportunity attack. So these drow move out, and this Duragar, which is in your range,
Yep. Can I get an
tries to leave and tries to drag this aberration
I've
creature.
got 10 feet range as well.
Yep. This aberrant creature tries to drag it away.
Tries to take the creature.
Yes.
Can I forego my opportunity attack to try and grab the creature as they're trying to take it away?
Nice. You can, if you would like to do that. I'll let you succeed on that if you're not going to make an opportunity
Yeah.
attack to grab the creature. So you've got the legs of this creature and they're pulling on the shoulders of this creature, and just tugging. Make a strength check. You can use athletics if you're proficient.
I would like to. That's worse. 13.
The Duragar pulls this creature. The legs, which is slick with blood, slip from your grasp, and it starts to drag this creature. It doesn't pick her up. You think it's probably bigger than it is. It starts to just drag her across the rocks, heading off in this direction. There we go. And there. So you think that, watching what's going on, that these creatures are likely to flee if left to their own devices, and take that creature with them. Okay, Malachi, you're up.
I want to kill this creature.
Which particular creature are you fancy killing?
What do
The
you think?
aberration.
Oh,
The
the
one we're
aberration.
trying to save.
Ah, that creature. The one that knows about the rod that you need. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that has
It's alright.
You know, I talk at real speed with them. I was this close to doing it. This close.
Check.
I did.
I'm not going to.
Is it to sign my turn? Like, the roll?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Thank you.
Is what Conte?
Yes, please.
That'll be a 14.
Then that will be.
Hang on, is that fair? I've got save, but no.
That will be 16 damage. 16.
Cool. And then I'm going to use protection from fall.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't even upscale that.
That's fine.
But yeah, we can do that.
I'm fine. I'm getting it for a letter.
Cool. That's my.
Okay, bonus action. Movement.
Oh, I guess I could actually.
Do you want to stay in the cloud? Just as a.
Yeah,
Quick query.
It's nice and warm.
It's up there on top of it.
Crazy.
Oh, you could. I'd be comfortable with you moving along the ledge to maybe try and get out of the cloud. I'm really not that mean.
You're not gonna try and slide down the hill.
That could be cool.
I
Or
know, that's what
potentially
I'm.
get
Legolas shields up now.
Okay.
You just what is it? You just shove your sword in so that it kind of slows you
yeah.
down as you're going down.
Okay.
Is that what you're supposed to do? Like,
And
Just blunt your sword.
these
going.
remaining,
dagger?
these remaining, that one's prone.
Dagger.
These remaining Duragar try to flee. You've this one gets up, is no longer prone. and moves a bit. Yep. Up there. Okay. Top of the turn. Torga.
Coolio.
You may or may not need to kill the Watcher, just as a, just as an aside. Yeah.
Look, he needs information on the bigger aberrant threats, so he won't kill them yet.
Mm-hmm. I trust you, chaotic player.
Hey, I never play chaotic characters.
No, you're
You're gonna
cool.
let me have some.
Yeah, no, you're cool.
They're trying to take her
They
away.
are dragging her over towards these lizards. And you can see the ones that have already got there sort of getting into the saddles on these giant spitting lizards with their feet.
Spaceman appears from the stars, takes your kill, leaves, refuses to elaborate.
Profit?
I would first probably move out of this probably deathly clouded,
Valid. Good choice.
even though I'm resistant.
So roll a con save.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
You can still roll a con save.
13.
So that would be 29. So that would be halved because your resistance. That's 9, and you're currently out the cloud.
I would like to move my spiritual weapon to the guy who's dragging.
Yep, this dude. Yep,
And have it attack him.
yep. Go for it.
And that's a natural 20.
Hits.
Oh, nice.
So how does
So max.
having max damage and then rolling max on the dice?
Sweet.
For a is it 8 plus 8 is 16 plus 4 is 20, so 24.
Okay. What kind of weapon is your spiritual weapon? So we've got bitch slap bone hand, and then what? When you summon your Torga's spiritual weapon, what kind of weapon appears?
I feel like it would probably be similar to what she has.
Yeah. Okay. So it is sort of celestial, beautifully dwarven crafted,
Yeah,
yet shimmery.
yeah, shimmery, but it's also got quite a like an intimidating look to it, I guess, being the warden. It's not sparkly
Maybe it's
and
still
pretty.
like-
No,
Red.
I didn't mean sparkly. That I mean,
Yeah, as a board.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
hot.
It's got like
Yeah.
red hot tips.
nice.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
So there's this short moment, and it's a shame you're not quite close enough to see it cross his face, of respect from this from this dark dwarf, from this dark dwarf, as this weapon appears in front of its face, and you can, if you were close enough to see, you'd see him go, nice craftsmanship, as it cleaves straight the way through his face, and his head comes off, and he slumps to one side. And the lizard that he was about to mount just sort of bends over and licks his eyeball.
Oh, so gross.
It's like a cat eating
Yeah,
its
yeah.
owner if it's dead.
Oh.
Yeah, that was totally the vibe I was going. But you could rest easy that he was relatively happy that he was being felled with a highly crafted
highly crafted.
dwarven weapon. That, as far as
He
That's
was
why
like-
you got backstabbing.
Yeah.
It's just like,
He was-
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
just too stunned by the weaponry to speak or move. Did whoever they were trying to drag away?
Yep.
Did they get damaged at all?
they look. Well, you can't see from where you are, but from where you are, all you can see is this thing is just crawling, like trying to crawl to safety across the floor, but dragging itself. And there's just blood where it's been dragged from the middle of this ring. And
can I be within 60 feet of it?
oh yeah, you're within 60 feet of the thing.
Cool. And then I'll cast Healing Word on them.
Okay.
Oh, nice. That's 8.
8. Okay,
8 points of healing for them.
nice.
That's it.
Okay.
That's all I can do.
Aberration Killer.
Has anyone communicated that we're trying to help this thing?
Yes.
Well, I mean, you just seen
I just saw you heal it.
So take that.
Well,
how you
so
want.
the beautiful,
Information, not
the-
blood.
the beautifully crafted sort of spiritual dwarven mace has cleaved the thing that was dragging it away, and now it's looking. You're seeing slightly less blood dripping out of it, although it still looks gravely injured.
Okay, I'm gonna do any of the nearby drow or Durago look like they're gonna take the place of whichever one was taking them.
Oh, the one that says this drow that's nearest is reaching out for
Okay,
this creature.
So I'm
Yep,
gonna walk
absolutely.
up, and I'm gonna hit that one with my multi-attack, the one that's trying to take the aberration.
So sorry, it's
One will be a 23 and one will be a 20.
yep.
So the first one is going to get my Wrathful Smite on it. My Thunderous Smite.
Mm-hmm.
For 2d6 thunder damage.
Mm-hmm.
9 damage.
Okay.
What?
Talking about you, not you.
I think it's
Yep.
Yeah. And then it's going to take another 11 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Have you counted that?
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Have I counted that?
Sorry,
So you're
sorry.
attacking the thing that I just healed?
No.
No.
Okay.
And then plus another 6 damage at the end.
Okay. So you see the next one just
I mean, that's why I was like healing it. That's why I was like, I want to heal
so
it.
just dissolve into blood and gore across the dark red rocks.
And then can I attempt to grapple this thing if it's trying to move away?
You can. So you've got this one here that's robed. Is probably your
could
nearest
I-
one, and then these ones here look
sorry.
armed and fighting.
Could I instead
Or
of-
this thing.
with my glaive, because usually I attack
Yes.
with the pointy
Yeah.
end, could I try and pin the aberration to the ground so it can't get away?
You want to pin the aberration.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I've noticed
With
now,
or without doing damage to the aberration. Okay.
because I've noticed that these people don't want to kill the thing, so I'm pinning it for now,
Okay.
so it's mine.
Okay.
But
That's
yeah.
fine. Just roll a.
No, sorry.
Just roll a straight attack roll.
Athletics or strength?
No, you can just roll a straight 2 hit to see whether or not you can. As this thing's trying to crawl away.
That'll be a 24.
Yep. So you put
Like
this
if
thing.
it's got any clothing or anything. Just
Very little clothing, some rags. You manage to reach out and pin this thing, and as you sort of, although you don't do any damage to it, and you're not hurt. This thing sort of almost reflexively curls around the stuff in pain and sort of lets out this sort of sob. It's fine, you hurt my characters. It's fine. Mariner.
One side for the stinking cloud and the
yes.
spell when I budget. Not good. Told these dice are unlucky.
So you're in the wrong chair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're sitting in the armchair.
It's a
Okay.
good chair.
So
That's the good one because that's where Ryan used to sit.
And then Chris when he
12.
12.
Yep.
Hasn't been good for me.
Poison.
Poison. That's the highest I've got so far.
Alright. Is the wizard cast? I mean, is the spellcaster casting this within 120 feet?
Yes.
Great. We're getting 3 Eldritch blasts to the face.
Which one of these 2 would you like to Eldritch Blast to the space? There's 2 of them.
So could I not see? Because the one that casts
Oh yeah, so there's one cast
that
dispel
didn't-
magic on you,
Yeah,
and the other one
one.
cast that cloud.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going for the one that casts the cloud.
Fine.
Wonderful. First one, 16 to hit.
Hits.
Second one, 21 to hit.
Hits.
Third one, 16 again to hit.
Hits.
Beautiful. Then
They are unarmored,
they're gonna
squishy
take
dudes.
a combined damage of 10, 14, 16, 28, and go back 15.
Okay.
Okay.
As you hit it and hit it and hit. What do your Eldritch Blasts look like?
You see, they take off one of the smaller anchors just on a chain and throw it just 120 feet of rope. Just bang in the face, pull it back, throw it again.
Nice. As you hit it the first time, it looks
Yeah.
stunned. The second time, it looks stunned. The third time, the dead and battered body of this maid just goes flying back over the lizards that all go, and you watch all these lizards go. And then that back row of lizards start to sort of move towards the body of this.
Do you want to give us sound effects again?
Absolutely.
Seriously, they could have all been riding really nasty creatures with 8 legs, but I'm very nice, so I made them lizards.
Very
You,
grateful for that.
I
Thank you
know.
very much.
You are welcome.
I guess I'll put up with this.
You're all right. Don't you worry about it. It's all good.
It's definitely
They're
less of a
dead,
nightmare
so the
than the
cloud's
other
gone,
ones.
is that right?
The cloud is going, yeah.
And then I would
There you
like to.
It should, if it would do that, as well as automatically put the template, that when you take,
that would be nice.
you need to write
Very
that bit
nice.
code, that when you delete the thing that casts the thing, or you break the concentration, it removes the template. That would make, sorry.
Not my specialty.
No, mine either. I'm going to find somebody who'll write that for me.
One of the drow,
Yes,
I think.
yes.
I'd like to shove the lizard it's on away from it so that it gets knocked off its mount effectively.
Fine.
So can the lizard make me a strength save?
Lizard strength save, yes. The lizards are getting largely distracted by this unsuspecting meal that they have suddenly been presented with. But yes, you could make a lizardy strength save.
And I'll march very slowly through the dirt 20 foot forward.
9.
Cool. Lizard gets knocked 5 foot away from the drow.
Yep.
Hoping the drow's landing on
The drow lands on the floor. The lizard itself is slightly sad. Have been
that's fair
pushed
enough.
further away from
Oh,
lunch.
It's a gentle nudge.
Yep.
And a hard fall for the right. That's me.
All of
Oh, sorry. The only other
Yes.
thing I'd say is I'd call to Malachi to pass me the talisman.
so you see
Oh, the talisman I gave you earlier.
you see all of these guys
There she is.
fleeing.
Damn right they should be fleeing.
Hold on.
And one
Torgo
drow-
would be like,
So all the
Calling them, like,
lizards. This one that fell off the lizard is still there. These guys are chasing after their lizards because their lizards are booking it. And same with this guy. Okay, they appear to have decided that it is on the greater scheme of things, probably not currently in their best interests. So they appear to be getting on their mounts as fast as they can and at serious speed up the walls. These lizards appear to be able to climb at a decent speed up the vertical rock and back out, and they're all heading west en masse. And there's lots of whooping and cheering, which seems slightly disproportionate given that they've been severely whipped. They don't appear to be too fussed about that as long as they're out of here. This poor dude that fell off his lizard, whose lizard has gone without him, is just standing there. Malachi, you're up.
Do I know
This creature is...
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see a way that you could make it relatively. Once you're up here, out of the stinky cloud, you can see a sort of path in the rocks that you could get down. That's fine. Certainly within 60 feet if you wanted to do anything to him. No, that's fine. Okay. This one remaining. So you've got two creatures left. This drow mage didn't move because you're standing there.
Yeah.
So this single drow mage reaches out and tries to misty steps from from this side over to this side.
No.
Sorry.
Well done.
And aims a ray of frost directly into this creature that's lying at your foot.
That was my kill. Sorry, that was his kill. I'm not actually going to kill him.
Which hits.
Sure.
I'm not going to kill it.
Sure, that's what they all say.
I'm not that
Okay.
And then they
chaotic
go,
a
oh,
player.
sorry, I got carried away.
It's what my character would do. I'm sorry.
So
wrong with
you see it shoot this freezing, almost at its certain death. It tries to kill this creature on the ground, which looks like it falls unconscious
Oh, no.
on the
Ooh,
ground.
that's quite
Mm.
Okay. Top of the order. So Torga. Torga.
So what's this guy on the right doing? He's attacking.
He just killed,
So this
or
is the
knocked
guy who
that
just
one
tried to. This is the mage that just tried to execute.
Well, we can't be having that, can we? I would like to.
Yeah, you had it with your rod, and you feel it go limp. It's no longer trying to clutch onto this the staff.
I feel like how far away am
40 feet, less, 30.
We're not doing negative HP,
I?
are we?
5 foot of movement.
No.
Right up there.
Nothing.
You could certainly get there. You could get to within touching range.
Okay, cool.
Um,
I will do that then. I will attack him with my maul.
Attack the mage, the squishy one,
Yeah.
with your maul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that just tries to.
Okay.
The 17 on the dice plus 7.
Oh, it hits. He's squishy. Yeah. He's
Squishy
wearing a dress.
board!
That's probably.
2,
Yep. Okay.
and another 2.
Yep.
That's 4, 7 damage.
Okay.
And then spiritual weapon will attack him.
On him. Yep. Go for it.
That's a 12 plus.
That's going to hit.
Spiritual weapons.
D8s. Clerics need all the D8s.
Paladins.
Yeah.
D8 may be my favourite die.
Yeah, I quite like them.
Quite fun with the D10 person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That was 8.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So up, but sore. Okay. He watches.
So that this thing is back alive. I've seen.
So no, the thing on the ground looks unconscious.
Oh.
hit it. Torga's smacking the thing that attacked it. The mage that attacked it.
Okay, can I walk over to the mage that is also attacking?
Yep.
And hit them with my blade.
Yep.
One will be a 27, one will be a...
Yep.
Okay, they're all going to hit.
It's wearing a dress.
The first one will get the smite.
Okay.
For 5 damage, 5 plus 6, so 11, 17 damage on that,
Yep.
plus my smite damage, so that's 20 damage.
Yep.
Are they still standing?
Yep.
Right, I'll roll the second damage. That'll be 14 damage plus 17 damage in total.
You walk over and you just cleave into this creature and just obliterate it, and with that you see all the other creatures just fleeing, dash, and then once they are on their lizards, they are climbing up the walls. They are heading into the sort of rocks and crevices and just generally heading west, but they are all out of there. And with that, you're out of combat. And you've got this creature lying, currently unconscious at your feet.
It's unconscious. Is it
Yes.
stable? Or...
It needs to be stabilized.
if it
can I
needs to be stabilized, I'll use spare the dying.
Okay.
It's a great start.
Yep.
I was gonna healing word it, but
I mean, you can do that too.
no, I'm not gonna waste my thing.
Yeah.
No, I would say
One lay on hands. One lay on
Why
hands.
not lay on hands?
To get it
Just
done.
okay.
One of your what?
let me finish. I said I was going to cast a bonus action healing word, but since we're out of combat, I'm going to put one thing of healing hands.
You're gonna heal the aberration that you're
And then
trying
if
to
you
kill?
have that,
60.
Yeah, it's 60.
I will say, you want this creature alive, he will see it done, and then he will grab it
Yep.
by one of its tentacles and just pull it up, and lay on hands
Okay.
for 1 hit point.
For 1 hit point. So as you gather around this creature that the watcher reaches out and
Doesn't
tiny
let it go.
tiny sparks of stardust fall off its fingers almost reluctantly. You can see them almost clinging to the tips of its hands as it's trying to give back one tiny mote of stardust to this creature, but no more. You see this grossly malformed creature just start awake and scream and just tries to back away. It's weak and collapses down to the ground and just trembles. It's just murmuring to itself, Drasek.
Torga would try.
DRASSACK if you AK, sorry.
Torga would offer them some water and maybe some provisions.
It's as you're looking at this creature, you notice that the sky has become a darker and darker shade of red while you've been trying to sort of rescue this creature, and you can see up in the tops of the mountains lightning starting to flash and arc from one peak to another across in this darkening red, sort of deep red sky. This creature's just lying there with these huge, wide, terrified eyes, and just laughs. Just kill me. Just kill me.
Well, it lost me.
Tempt me from it. Not yet.
Yeah, just if you do go to reach for a weapon,
I'm just
Torga would,
holding it and I'm just tightening my grip slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Can I
feel like
say to it with telepathy so that it understands me? What was done to you was terrible. We seek to put an end to the people who did it, but we need to know what they wanted.
Roll persuasion.
Could I not?
No, in fact, you can roll persuasion. You can roll persuasion with disadvantage. Why with disadvantage? Because this thing, right, attacked her, and she's being tortured for an indeterminate period of time, and is
I only pinned.
she had been lying on the floor, being pinned with a sharpened, pointed stick up until you pinned her with a blunt stick, and is 1 hit point. I'm saying disadvantage. Try and persuade her that you're nice guys.
That's entirely fair.
You also have a metal head and no face.
Yeah.
But I feel
You did?
Well,
You
I was
haven't
gonna
tried to
say,
persuade otherwise.
I think which character I was playing. Could I actually do that as an intimidation instead of that?
You
More
can.
along the lines of,
You can if you want
we
to.
may have saved you, but we
Oh
still
yeah,
need
you
to
can
know
roll
what-
intimidation.
And I'll also grab my talisman back just before I do
Torgo
that.
would not be up for that. They
Help
would still
action
be
with
trying
the
to,
intimidation.
Okay.
Holding.
Help action?
Yeah.
So let's call it even then?
Oh no, if you roll intimidation, you can roll it with advantage.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful, okay.
Happy with intimidation at advantage.
16, 17, 25.
With intimidation, she is an absolute blithering mess. She's just laughing, almost cackling, going, Tressa, you just kill me, and tell Von Zarovich, I will never give up the rod, never. You can do your worst. I will not give it to you. I won't tell you about it. No. And as it's trying to talk, although it's absolutely weak, it can't move. It's just lying there. You see its tentacles just writhing in this sort of almost uncoordinated. It's just. And there's this white mucus that you'd think would be like foaming at the mouth, just dribbling down this blood-soaked shirt. I don't know. You just kill me. I will not speak again. I will not speak again.
short turns them.
Do I recognise those names? I'm sorry.
Yeah, dress.
Oh yeah. Von Zarovich, as in Strahd
Strahd,
Von Zarovich. Yeah. You recognise the name, yes.
Do we recognize dresses? Or
No. You would recommend. You would
Should I
recognise.
check my law books?
No. You would recognise the name Drasek. So what you know is that. Well, no, that's not true. You wouldn't recognise the name Drasek.
Okay. Yeah, I
What
just
you
popped
do know from the monks is that they sent people before you to get their stuff back. And that the last people that they sent was a paladin and a rogue who went in before you. So effectively, they've been trying to get this back for a while. You're the second group of people that they've sent in after the rogue monk vampire. So you know that people have been sent in before to get this artifact.
Torgo would like to try and comfort this thing,
Okay.
knowing that the rest of the party, isn't. But Torgo would be trying to help them as much as we could.
Okay.
So we would.
Oh, you can. You're there. Yeah, I can just move you. You're just there.
So I would, try and comfort comfort them, and say that you don't have to tell us anything in this right now. Let's get you to safety first.
And she laughs and goes, safety. You come with them. You come Von Zarovich. You come. I'm not going to tell you where it is. You could do anything to me, and I will not tell you.
We are not associated with those that have hurt you. We are on a mission to destroy them.
Destroy the MorningLord!
And the MorningLord and all of his followers.
Destroy the aberration.
Roll persuasion. If you want to help with that, you can make it normal rather than disadvantage.
I'll loosen my grip on them.
You'll loosen your grip on the rod that's holding the almost dead creature to the rock. Nice. So it's a disadvantage because they're being.
No, I took it. I rolled very
No.
Pathfinder,
It just confers.
Oh,
Um,
you just see the branch.
Yeah.
In Pathfinder, it's
But-
different.
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry.
But
Yeah.
yes,
We're back on
Oh,
D&D.
we're getting the system.
So that's a
System
17
error.
on the dice.
So with the 17, she looks at you and you can't quite tell whether this is that she's too weak or whether she's insane or whether she's just frightened. You can't quite tell that. You can insight that if you want to. But she goes, prove you're not with Strahd.
That was a 6.
Ooh.
16 for insight for that.
You think that in 16, you think that this being that they've not been torturing her for minutes, or that you think that she's been hunted, and that she's been hunted by this group that have now legged it on their lizards, and that she's been tortured before, and that they're chasing her down, and they want information that she's got, and she's held out for a really long time, and
I
is not for desperately chit-chatting to people she's not met at the moment,
no, 100%.
and that she would rather die than divulge stuff that would.
And that's why
Nice.
Torga was like, you don't have to tell us this information.
Yep,
So
yep, yeah.
it's
That's all
safe.
good.
I literally thought it was just going
You cannot prove that you are not with him.
Oh yeah.
You are not with Von Sarafich.
Strahd is an egotistical, ugly, arrogant fool, and I do not think any servant of them would be able to say such things.
You have clearly not met Strahd. They are beautiful. She said what she said.
She likes Strahd.
She said it almost like spitting out the words. As she said them, her tentacles kind of twitched.
Oh,
Sorry.
I hate this.
Yeah.
This is a whole
Just
biblical
because you're
allegory.
beautiful
Alright,
doesn't mean you
okay.
can't do that.
I'm going to use my Rod of the Pack key to get back a Warlock slot, and then
Okay.
cast Dominate Person on this.
Okay.
I will have like a single tentacle comes out of the viewfinder and just like touch on the forehead.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, that's a Wisdom 18 save.
Okay.
Sorry.
So that is at 19 on the dice. But as you touch her with a tentacle, her eyes grow huge. She drops unconscious. She does not appear to be down to 0 hit points. She's just passed out.
Just shell shocked. The adrenaline is worn off.
So I couldn't just slap one more layer on it to wake up.
You can med check her if you want to
Yeah,
see
I would
what's
like
going
to
on,
med
but you don't think that she's.
We'll help. We'll give you assistance for med check.
As in advantage?
Well, no, because we've still got the exhaustion. It would just be the one die.
Okay, so that was just a 12 for a 14.
Okay. You think that she's just.
Although I would guidance myself if that's okay.
Yes, you can guidance yourself.
Sorry, I just forgot.
Yeah,
that I have
yeah.
guidance. For another once, 15.
Okay. So with the med check 15, you think she's stable. You think she's shell shocked and traumatized. You think you have 2 options. You can either give her some significant healing and make her a little bit more robust and stable and she'll wake up, or you think you can drag her around a bit as long as you don't injure her on the way and she'll probably wake up by herself with her 1 hit point in about 4 or 5 hours.
I have a third option.
Or a
In
third
about
option.
4 or 5 hours, I can try that again 3 times.
What, dominate person?
Yep.
Okay.
So would letting Strahd join collaboration destroy the world.
As you're trying to decide what to do, the sky is getting darker. The sky's getting darker quickly, kind of like sunsets at the equator. So
You just
the
blink and then it's gone.
so the orange has faded to a deep dark red, and the deep dark red's fading almost to a black. this deep red tinged black, and the lightning, which was up in the mountains, is getting more and more frequent. So there's two things that you can hear now, other than the conversation amongst yourselves, is that metallic buzzing drone, which hasn't stopped at all since you've been here. Nope, it's everywhere. It's just constant all the time, zzz, all the time. And lightning, breaking, was intermittent, was every 10, 15 minutes, and now it's every minute up in the mountains. And as you're standing there, the lightning seems to be getting stronger and more frequent.
I will. I will just say time passes, and these mortals will too if we stay here.
I'll go full feet in the air and start going. I'm looking for a cave or some other shelter we could go to.
Okay, roll perception.
I'll start grabbing the apparition and like pulling them onto my back.
Okay.
Has a 13 sound?
All you can see is open plain and boulders of rock. You think you could hide for things coming towards you, but you don't think you'd be able to hide from a lightning bolt anywhere that you can see.
If I increase that to 17, does that mean anything there?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they fled to.
Yeah? Can I see anything to the west?
That's where the other creatures headed, but no, it just looks like barren. In Europe in the air, looks like more barren, flat, rocky land and sheer cliffs, jagged peaks. When you were up on the ledges, when you were flying in, they were mainly just exposed rocky ledges. There weren't caves as such.
Are there any like boulders that we could just make into a cave or shelter?
There's lots of boulders. You don't know if you can make them into a rocky
Right.
shelter. Torga, roll intelligence. Just straight intelligence.
Alright, no, just me.
Yeah.
15 plus intelligence 50.
As you're looking around,
I'm not very intelligent.
couple of things that strike you. The first is, if you stay out here, if this carries on like this, at some point you're going to get hit. And the likelihood is you're going to get hit more than once.
Especially with all this metal.
And the second thing that strikes you is that this creature has been here a while and isn't dead and covered in lightning scars.
Yes.
And therefore, at some point, must have been away from the lightning.
So if we follow the creatures.
No, the creature that you've got. The other creature's long gone.
No one got any points in survival.
You go to try and...
Yeah.
Anyone here the ability to track.
Ooh. We go to
That's
try
my
and...
character, right?
We go to try and
Presumably,
crack the
What
sticky lizards.
It's dust plane, right? There's going to be a
Yeah,
bunch
yeah.
of tracks from the lizards, and then there's going to be tracks from this one creature. And if they all came from the same direction or different directions, that gives us two options, maybe.
Oh.
We
Yeah,
could
you can try.
kill her and then faster.
We're going to be struck by.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah. Can I attempt to? I've got +2 to survival.
Well, Malachi's got +5 and I've got +4, so.
I'll help action.
I'm gonna less restoration.
He has experience in tracking aberrations.
I'll give a help action if I can.
Okay.
There you are.
Yeah, because I guess you put lesser restoration. So
right, yeah.
Can I levitation and just hold you up in the air so you get a better view of us or anything?
You...
19.
Okay, you can see on this plane where you can see lots of lizard tracks. So they're going west from here. There's just this mess of sort of dust that's all being churned up. You can also you think that you can see footsteps that may or may not be this creature, that are going off further to the south from where you are, but they're intermittent, and the ground's it's dusty, but it's rocky. So where they've trodden on rocks and things like that, there's no footprints. So you see intermittent tracks, but the light is fading. I know you have lights, Kendra. The light is fading rapidly. Now you can track at night, looking for footprints on rock with disadvantage. Significant disadvantage. The lightning is now cracking every 15-20 seconds. You have no idea. You get the feeling this must be the equivalent of what would be night here. You have no long idea how long night is, for example.
Could I attempt to make a lightning beacon to attract the lightning?
Ooh, yes.
For example, sticking a long metal pole on a high point to attract the lightning.
You can, yeah.
Okay, while you do that, I'm just going to pick it up.
Can I put one of my javelins on a
just on one of the things? Yep,
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah.
I do kill something.
Okay. While you do that, can you roll Dex save?
A what?
Dex save.
Oh, who said death save?
No.
No.
No. Would I do that? That would be mean.
I don't know.
What?
Yep.
I'm trying to make a
Very
lightning rod.
close.
That'll be a 14.
Oh dear. 34 lightning damage.
Oh!
It's all right. The watch tried to make a lightning rod in a lightning storm.
To attract the lightning.
You did attract the lightning. You didn't let go of the javelin in time for it to hit the javelin. It's just going everywhere. It's more like chain lightning in an observational capacity.
Not to add really annoying questions.
Yeah, no, add away.
If I levitate up in the sky
Yes.
in solid metal armor,
Yes.
but I'm not touching the ground anymore,
Oh my
will
god.
lightning hit me and will
What,
I
like, so are you going to be like a giant Faraday cage floating
Like a bird.
around?
Well, that's my thought.
That's
is
your
that
thought.
I can't conduct anything, so do I take lightning damage? And will it all hit me because I'm the highest point?
Mechanically,
Mm-hmm.
are you immune to lightning damage?
Not in the slightest. I have no
Harsh.
protections against it whatsoever.
Then what you may find is, unfortunately, your metal
Really
armor.
cystic lightning.
Well, no.
Armor
What
gives you
you
double
can
damage?
try. You may find that rather than protecting you, it's actually your metal armor
Give me
conducts
Yeah.
the lightning damage effectively to your squishy insides.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Now that the lightning rod is made, will it attract the lightning now?
it might do, but as you're watching, there's lightning everywhere. So what started as
Oh, okay, that's a good.
the odd bolts of lightning up in the mountains is everywhere. So in the same way, when you got here, you looked and there was like a 360-degree sunset. You now appear to be almost, if this was like a sort of dome, you appear to be in the center of a lightning storm that is all around. So it might hit your lightning rod, but then again, it might hit you on the way to your lightning rod. Okay.
I've done a cure wounds
Okay. How much did you heal the unconscious creature? Okay. As you go, "Gah!" and
Oh yeah, I take her off my back then.
and this creature wakes up again and goes, Drassak, and looks up at you, and then looks up at the sky and this lightning, and just goes, fuck.
Yeah, fuck is right. Hey, where we go for safety?
And she just starts to leave at this point.
While we're following,
Mm.
can I grab He Who Watches and say there is little time for ceremony? The forces we serve are fundamentally opposed, but together we might destroy our shared quarry, and I'll give you my talisman because you don't lose them in my way.
What you notice immediately is that this creature, although they now have 10 hit points, is gravely wounded and is hobbling. So if you're following her at a dash, she's going to be going at about 30 feet around. So if you want to go faster than her dashing 30 feet around, you might need to help her. Just as a heads up.
I am useless in this situation.
Okay. Dex save.
Just all of us? Or?
All of you. Dex save.
The one type of save I can't do.
Oh dear.
Here's a pitch.
15
Mm-hmm.
with my negative 1.
18 hits. That's about as good as
Okay. What did you get?
So,
What did you get? Sorry, 15.
15.
38 lightning damage.
9.
Pardon?
9.
Oh.
38 lightning damage.
That'd be 2.
38 lightning damage.
18.
Whatever half of that is, so it's 18. 19. You're right.
We're gonna die.
19 lightning damage.
It's a GTFO.
You can't really make a creature move. I can telekinetically shove this thing 5 more feet at the ground. Doesn't do damage, just moves it quicker. That's my contribution.
This is sort of jerking, and she's heading. She's heading.
I can only move 20 feet, can't you?
I can
do
level
like.
take pictures to
Could
a shove.
2 of us hold her, and would that weigh us down a lot, or?
But your speed's only 30 anyway. Isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, mine's 30 feet. That's
This
still
is-
10 feet faster. Like that's
But
still 40 feet a turn faster than she can be going by herself.
Yeah.
She said she's moving 20
Yeah.
feet as a dash.
Oh, 20 feet to dash. I'm
Yeah.
completely
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, do that. Do
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So in addition to this lightning, you can hear this rolling thunder, and through that rolling thunder, you also hear this sort of droning noise that's just constant background static.
Are we in some sort of machine?
We're in the Matrix.
Dex save.
Once I can see something 500 foot away that looks like cover, can you let me know? 'Cause I might
You are moving. How fast you're moving? If you're helping her,
I failed.
fine.
21.
do better.
Holy shit!
Oh.
Now we're talking. I'm gonna survive this one.
21.
You guys are all gonna die.
Unfortunately, I'm sad because that I have never rolled so many ones. Wow. But just any okay. So
I definitely failed.
14.
21.
7.
18.
7.
Right.
7. There you go.
I'm popping a healing potion.
Yeah, we're getting very low. Can I lay on hands myself?
Yeah, if you want to.
I'm gonna use 20
For a bonus action.
as an action.
Okay, so that means you need-
Oh yeah, no, I won't do that then.
I can't help carry it, but I will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, I rolled 3 1s and a 2 on my healing potion.
Yeah, you look lucky. I've rolled ones and more ones and more ones on bloody lightning.
Can I
Lightning?
look where this creature's heading?
Mhm.
500, up to 500 feet away, do I see anything?
No, you see rock and more rock. You can roll perception if you want to.
I'm not very good at those.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
say- I'll use
I'm still going to
it.
roll it, but like,
Valid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
She's like cave. Hid.
There is a cave.
where?
Hid. Bonespur. Cave.
Bluetspur.
Hid.
With a 9, can I see this hidden cave?
No. Roll dex save.
Holy
Oh my
shit.
god, okay.
Nat 20!
I can't believe I'm off every single one.
I keep rolling lower and
24.
lower.
12.
So
10.
24.
18.
12.
Oh, I guess 18.
24. Okay. As you're coming up, you see this rock. It just looks like a rocky outcropping, but as you reach it, this creature pulls away from you and seems to slither underneath this outcropping of rock. And if you bend down and look, you can see this small, sort of tiny entrance underneath, right underneath, almost at ground level, like a burrow underneath this rock that you can get into. You would, all of you, because you're armoured, would need to either take off your armour, which I probably wouldn't do because you're going to die, or dig this tunnel out a bit because you will get stuck in this tunnel as it is.
Step into the tunnel?
You
I
have
see-
you can't see the other end of this tunnel.
Oh, okay.
So you can see the
Oh, so it's
entrance
not like an
to
entrance
no.
that
You can
gets
see
bigger.
this hole that she's disappeared into on her stomach, like almost like swimming down
As
this
she's
tunnel.
going in her stomach,
Yep.
I grab her by the ankles, pull her out,
Yeah,
and then I want to just start chain firing out twice
down the tunnel.
down the tunnel.
Okay.
I thought you meant
I've
to
also
her.
got-
and I'm
No,
like,
not on her, no, to the tunnel. I've also got repelling glass in my
That's
head, so
fine.
that would clear the rubble out.
So this sort of
This one I've got grasp of the dust, so I can actually pull the rocks out without blast.
roll a no, just roll an intelligence save.
Intelligence.
You're gonna collapse first.
and just kill us all.
You'll all be glad to know I have a +1 to intelligence
Oh
saves,
no.
That's
and that's a 13.
Okay.
I'm taking my amulet back.
You have. That's fine. This cave seems
Are
to.
you?
This cave seems to open
Can I take my amulet back?
in front of you, and you all manage to get inside this cave. It opens up into this 25 by sort of 50-foot chamber inside. You go down this tunnel that you've blasted the fuck out of, and you work out it's probably about 35 foot below the surface. And you go down into this underground cavern. The only way in or out, it appears to be solid rock. The only way in or out of it appears to be that tunnel that you've just made really big. That was previously very small, and this creature is curled up in the sort of back corner, just sort of looking at you and cackling. And I think we should leave it
Yeah.
there. No, that's I agree. I think we should leave it there.